I'm Mark Goldbridge, and this is the big one. It's Manchester United against Coventry City at Wembley in what is basically Manchester United's season in a game. It's Coventry City's season in a game. I don't know whether they've got a fan channel though, so I don't give a shit. We're here to talk about Manchester United, of course, and it is a huge game. It's a game where we're favourites, of course, but I don't know how that works with this United side because we seem to struggle when we're favourites. We tend to perform better when we're the underdog, like Stamford Bridge or the games against Liverpool. So I think that, look, Coventry are going to put a shift in. If United don't put a shift in, they'll go out. And if we go out because we didn't put a shift in an FA Cup semi-final, I think the criticism is valid. I refuse to talk about the injuries. Look, whether the injuries that we've had this season are genuine or not, whether it's the medical department or not, who knows? But the point is, it's a massive problem for us. But you know, we just got to take it as it is. We've been doing it all season. We've got to get on with it. I think the interesting thing for me is probably the team news. I think the team news is interesting, to say the least, because we do have this situation whereby we've obviously got a lot of injuries at the moment. I think everybody would definitely take that on board. But I think the team is. I don't really know what more you could do with that team, to be honest with you. And let me get it just back up on the screen, by the way. There we go. Live side graphics. Where's the team? Let's just pause it on there for a moment. Look, Marcus Rashford I knew was starting hours before. All I'd say is just don't listen to people who start talking about stuff they don't know. How did I know Rashford was starting 3 hours before? Well, you know, read between the lines if you want to. But I think Rashford starting is the right thing, if I'm being honest. And I think that if he can't perform in a game like this against the Championship side on 300 and something grand a week, then we've got a big problem, haven't we? If this was the FA Cup final against Man City, I'd sort of question why Rashford was starting over Anthony, if I'm being honest with you, because I think Garnacho's better off the left. But it's Coventry City, and I think Ten Hag is basically the founding member of the Marcus Rashford fan club. So, look, what I would do and what you would do doesn't matter. Ten Hag picking Rashford doesn't surprise me, doesn't really get me angry. I'm indifferent to it. I mean, Ten Hag is the founding member of the Marcus Rashford fan club. And if you're Eric Ten Hag and you want Rashford to do well, then Coventry City at Wembley, a big open pitch, a Championship club, it's an open goal for you to be able to say, look, this is what he can do. So I've got Rashford scoring today. I really have. Ashan says, what are your thoughts on Sir Jim Radcliffe running more than Rashford this season? He's just run the London Marathon, which is a lot more than probably most of our players have. Gerard, I'm blocking you. Goodbye. Unlucky. You're gone. But look, the point I'm going to make about this is I'm not even going to talk about what Gerard was talking about. He knows what he said, and he is absolutely gone. Get out. Yeah, I think that with Rashford, I don't really want to talk about him. He's starting. Hopefully, the only talking we'll do is when he scores goals. Garnacho on the right. Obviously, Lucas didn't get his way. He wasn't punished. He wasn't banned. He wasn't, sold or loaned to Dortmund or anything else like that. Garnacho quite rightly starting. I completely agree with that. Also, Rasmus obviously starts up front. Hopefully, it's going to be Rasmus's day. Bruno was always going to start because Mason Mount is injured. McTominay back into the midfield with Mainu and Casemiro back to centre-back is because we've got no centre-backs. I mean, you could have played McTominay at centre-back, but as Fabrizio revealed yesterday, we've been practising with Casemiro at centre-back. And the reason McTominay in that midfield might be quite useful is because he's a bit mobile and physical. He probably is a Championship player, if we're being honest. So he should be okay in that role. Mainu's quality. We don't really have anything else. Would you put Christian Eriksen into what's going to be a physical battle? No, I don't think you would. Fullbacks pick themselves, Dalot and Wan-Bissaka. So really, I don't really get what the major problem is with the team. I'd love some of you to let me know, but I don't really see what any problem is with that team. You look at the bench, Biinda wasn't going to start, Amas is not going to start, Jackson's not going to start, Agonye's not going to start, Ahmad's not going to start, Eriksen's not going to start, Forson's not going to start, Wheatley's not going to start. The only player that maybe had a chance of starting was Anthony, and obviously he's not. So it's not like yeah, there's no midfielder you can really start. There's no centre-back you can start. There's no full-backs you can start. There's no striker you can start. It really is, should Antony start the game ahead of Garnacho or Rashford? And in a game like this, does it really matter? Because if one of those wingers plays crap, you can sub them off with an hour to go. And I'm quite happy with that team. Is it my dream team? Probably not. But at the moment, with what's available, not that fussed. Jeffrey says, I wouldn't be surprised if Man United sat back all the way through. I don't think we're going to sit back at all, mate. I think we'll play exactly the same way that we did at Bournemouth and Brentford and Chelsea and Liverpool. I think it will be a basketball game. It's going to be very interesting to see how Casemiro and Maguire get on, because the one thing that they have got in their favour is a lot of experience. So, yeah, we should be okay. So yeah, thank you very much for the super chats there. Appreciate that. Right, just before we have well, you can have a look at the Coventry City team. Right, let's have a look at it. I mean, I don't know anything about it. I mean, ignorance, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know anything about Coventry City that I can tell you, player for player or anything like that. What I can do is I can say that they're a well-organised team and they'll certainly give it a go. Collins, Thomas, Kitching, Bidwell, Sheaf, Eccles, Van Week, O'Hare, Wright, Sims, who plays up front. An honest, hard-working side who lost to Birmingham City 3-0 last week. This is the biggest game for them. They're obviously going to give it everything that they've got, but really, we should be winning this game. We should be winning this game. I don't want to be in a position at 3 o'clock tonight where we haven't. But, Dylan says we've got a centre-back pairing with a combined pace of 2 deck chairs on a windy day. Will Casemiro get a red card? Says Mizio. I'm going to bet on it. Zian says, I'm really not sure Eric Ten Hag likes Rashford, as you say. I think he was given a project when he was appointed to make the club's biggest brand a superstar. And they will go for long balls with that back line, says JM, but we'll play a deep line, won't we? We'll surely play a deep line. Anyway, right. We've been going long enough. Let me just point to our sponsor on this show tonight. Interesting how Manscaped have decided to sponsor this watch along. Let's hope we're not trimming the Manchester United squad to take us out of the FA Cup. The only trimming we want to do is down there with the ball trimmer, or the lawnmower as they call it. You can get 20% off and free worldwide shipping by scanning that QR code or by going through the link in the video description. If you don't know what Manscaped is, it's precision engineering for your family jewels. Yes, it's for down there, and it's an absolute game changer. Quality products delivered to your door, 20% off and free worldwide shipping when you use that code TUS, and the link in the video description as well. Also, they do the weed whacker, which is for up your nose. They do the handyman, which will clean shave you. Actually, I just use it around the edges there, but you could clean shave yourself with that. Very handy. But I use the beard trimmer, which has got 11 different lengths to leave a bit of stubble, which is what I've liked for a few years now. All really good products in your hand. You can feel the quality. They're firm. They're strong. And familiar. So check them out through Manscaped. Link is in the video description, and make sure you check that out. Fantastic. I've just lost my live chat here. What the fuck's going on? We don't need any trouble like this today. What the bloody hell? I've played the game. What are you doing? Yeah, big shout out to Manscaped, of course. What do you think of the game, Mark, score-wise? I've gone with a Manchester United 2-0 win. I think I've seen some people in our United Stand group chat have gone with 4-0 wins. I think that's a little bit presumptuous. I would love it, of course. I am here for it. It would be absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I'm not that convinced that we're going to breeze. I mean, look, when do we ever breeze through anything? I'm all here for a 4-0 win, but when do we ever breeze through anything? We never do anything easy this season. It's always the hard way. And I think today will be no different at all. I think it will be... the first 20 minutes are going to be key. We haven't seen Manchester United this season play with any sense of urgency or energy. We've been tactically found out quite a few times this season as well. Teams who want to run against I mean, look, the blueprint to beat Manchester United, if you think about the amount of teams that have beaten us this season, some of them at Old Trafford, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Bournemouth, these teams have all outrun us, and that's what worries me. A Championship side will be... Our biggest weakness is basically a team that wants to fight us, that wants to outrun us. Well, in the Championship, with all due respect, that's what they're there to do. It's the old blood and thunder, grit and determination, play for the badge, and that's what we struggle with. So we've got to fight them today. I'm looking forward to it. I am excited, but we have got to fight them, of course, and I think that might be the problem. What I will say as a positive is, if we go back to the FA Cup and we go back to the Carabao Cup, Middlesbrough against Chelsea. Chelsea absolutely battered them when it mattered. Newcastle at Sunderland. Newcastle battered them. There has been a lot. I think the gap between the Premier League and the Championship is getting bigger and bigger. The three newly promoted teams are going to be the 3 relegated teams. So really, the gap between the Championship and the Premier League is not this traditional gap of, on their day. I don't think it is. However, Coventry did go to Wolves in the quarterfinal and beat them. So there is always a counter argument to it. But in general, the Championship is not as close to the Premier League as it used to be. And hopefully we're sat in the second half, feet up, talking about whether we can beat Man City in the final. There are other Premier League games going on at the moment, by the way, if you're interested. Everton are beating Nottingham Forest 2-0, and that's a big game there. Villa have just kicked off against Bournemouth 0-0 there. Crystal Palace are 1-0 up against West Ham, and it's Elise who has scored. So he's doing very well since he came back, Elise. Obviously, they won Anfield last week, and they're winning against West Ham, who had a big disappointment on Thursday night. The reason I mention that is because, obviously, West Ham are not too far off us in the league. So them losing would probably be a good result for us. Right, please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. I must mention that because in the top right-hand corner, we don't normally do this as much, but we are very close to 850,000, which is a massive amount and be a very nice thing to hit today, especially if Man United can get to a final. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner to do that. Get involved with the United Stand. Of course, we've got our match reaction afterward, where you can do the player ratings. We've got the fan forum as well. Beth is down in at Wembley with our producer Ryan. Hopefully, if we win, might get a couple of player interviews if we're lucky. That would be fantastic as well. But yeah, we're ready to go for this one. It's a big day, and let's hope that Manchester United can get the win. I really do sit. It's funny enough. I was watching Seb play this morning, and I was with the missus, and she was asking me about the game, and I said, I get used to United not winning. I always want us to win, but I get used to it not winning. But I said, tonight, if we haven't won, I'm just preparing you. I will be very, very, very down. And she was like, okay. And I said, well, I will be, because it's like you can lose to Bournemouth, you can draw with Brentford, but this will end our season. This will probably sack our manager. Like, if we don't win this game today, it will have a massive impact on everything. There's nothing wrong with the volume, Pearl. It's exactly the same as it's always been, and the moderators can block you if you keep talking about it. It's exactly why we got rid of Gerard. It's been checked. It gets checked before every stream. It's absolutely fine. Turn your own up. Maguire is our only defender. Let that sink in, says Liam. Goldio says Sky Sports put 2 Instagram posts and 3 tweets about Ten Hag, claim he hasn't been able to pick strongest squad for 18 months. Agenda is embarrassing. Imagine Radcliffe completing the London Marathon, but Rashford doesn't complete 90 minutes running, says SK. Let's try and be a bit positive. We need to win this game. SBN call you a troll about the tweet, says Abdul. What tweet? Abdul, I need to... What's this? ESBN called you a troll about the tweet. What tweet? Pre-ordered your book. Can't wait. Let's go United, says Brian. Thank you very much. And I mean, ESPN can do one. I probably get more views and viewers than they'll ever bloody get, to be honest with you. What's their lineup? Steve Nicol and fucking Craig Burley. Bloody hell. Sky Sports, we've done that from Goldio. My concern, says Stuart, is some players may turn up and perform as the Glazers are in town, or see it as an opportunity. Why is that a concern, Stuart? I don't care why they turn up. Let's get into the final. No issue with that team considering the injuries, says Fergie's Red Nose. I'm hoping for a controlled performance today. United 3-0. Love that. Eric Ten Hag in, says Fergie's Red Nose. Dylan says the centre-back pairing have got combined pace of 2 deck chairs. We've read that one before. And Novik says Mainu having to clean up after McTominay for 90 minutes has me heartbroken. And no, Montez says, Marky, good morning from Long Beach, California. Got my 6-pack ready for the match and I'm excited. That sounds lovely. That sounds lovely. Footy Flashes, welcome to the Members Club. Get your badge in. Love that. Get your badge in the chat. Really appreciate that. And hope Casemiro doesn't get a red card, says Darren Mullaney. You should apply to be CEO of United, says Ash. Getting excited for this now. Let's go, says Tumbleweed. It has got an exciting element to it. And what I would say is, for anybody who's got a problem with any United player that's starting, whether it's Bruno, Scott McTominay, whoever it is, we're playing Coventry. Like Coventry play in the Championship. If Scott McTominay can't perform against Coventry City, why is he here? Why is Bruno here? Why is Rashford here? We're not playing Everton. We're not playing Chelsea. We're playing Coventry City. And they will give us a game. I'm not disrespecting them. They will give us a game. But ultimately, if Coventry City dominate our midfield, that midfield is Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Mainoo, and Scott McTominay. All 3 of them are internationals. Like, if Coventry City's right back pockets Marcus Rashford, these things are not acceptable. And at full time, I want to be sat here with you doing player ratings saying Rashford 7, McTominay 8, Bruno 9. And I want to be saying to you right now, I expect that. In fact, I demand that. We're playing Coventry City at Wembley. There's no excuse for individual performances to drop like they have done. Like you shouldn't be going to Bournemouth and getting outrun, but you definitely shouldn't be getting outrun against Coventry. And I just want to say as well, at least one team wearing light blue can fill their allocation. Coventry City have absolutely packed out their side of the stadium. Yesterday, Man City had to bring a 40-foot by 40-foot banner to cover up the fact that they couldn't fill their seat allocation. So well done to Coventry City for being a team in light blue that can actually fill their allocation. Love that. Love that. Well done. It's a brilliant day out for them. I know a lot of Coventry City fans, and I'm going to tweet this as well, so make sure you retweet it. Love that. Absolutely love it. Look, it's the magic of the cup for teams like that. Coventry City. I mean, Coventry City were at Wembley last year for a playoff final, which you could argue is a bigger game. But they're going to have a right good go. They're going to have a right good go. This is a symbolic game for what being United is all about. There's no excuse for a loss today. Players need to remind fans why they are here, says Swanee. Hi, Mark. Go United, 2:20 a.m. in Brisbane. Let us know where you're watching from. Joffa, that's absolutely fantastic. Since Sir Alex, what manager do you think has had the most backing from the owners, says Dante. I don't think it really matters because since Sir Alex, the owners have always been the Glazers. Let's get behind the boys, says Raygard. And do you think there's a chance of us losing, says Snacks? If so, to me, that's telling of maybe Ten Hag isn't the man for the job. I don't know. Food for thought. No, I don't. I think we have to start putting it on the manager all the time. I think that with the way that Manchester United are, look, my major point here is that if we lose this game, then obviously there will be a major look at the manager. There's no two ways about that. But if I'm the manager of Manchester United and I am sending that team out today and they don't perform, look, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is it not too simplistic and unfair to always put it on the manager? I mean, that team there, if I pick that team against Coventry and they lose 3-0, what have I got on the bench? I can bring Ahmad on. I can bring Anthony on. I can bring Eriksen on. But that's it, really. Then the rest are kids. I would expect, even if I was the manager, that team to go and beat Coventry. Is it on the manager if that team doesn't beat Coventry? I mean, yes, he has made frustrating selections in the past. And yes, he has made frustrating substitutions in the past. But in fairness to him, that team should beat Coventry City. And if that team doesn't beat Coventry City, am I blaming the manager? Not unless something happens during the game where he makes a decision that costs us. That team should beat Coventry City. So if we don't beat Coventry City, I think it's firmly on that team, to be honest with you. I think that team has to go and do it. I'm genuinely afraid that it will end 3-2 for Coventry. Casemiro concede a penalty, says Goody. I'm going 2-0. I'm watching from Japan, says Akshay, hoping for a comfortable Man United win. And Robert Taylor says, I'm ready to watch us get played off the park by Coventry. And Gummy says, might be wrong, you covered this already, but wouldn't it make more sense to play McSauce at centre-back? Doesn't he play there for Scotland? But Gummy, you get more mobility in the midfield then, don't you? That Coventry City blue colour takes me back to primary school days, says Nick. Yeah, I know. Hi, Mark. I'm tuning in from Oklahoma, says Nemo. And Great Savagery says, hi, Mark. Love the videos and lives. Could you please give a shout out to the Manchester United Power Chair football team, hoping for a good win? Big shout out to you. Thank you very much. And can I just welcome everybody who's on TikTok? By the way, we've got Lawrence, we've got Platts, we've got Paddy Mad, who says 2-1. We've got Sean Darben, we've got Dot, we've got King Q, we've got Zizou, who's going for a 1-0 Coventry win. And thanks for the people who are giving us a follow over there as well. Legends, if you're on TikTok out and about, you're very, very welcome. And obviously everyone on YouTube as well. Make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube as well. We're very close to 850,000. Well, 1.85 million if we're being honest, but we're only 200 away, 200 subscribers away. So make sure you subscribe. United Fan 42, it's their birthday. Big shout out to you. Is it really? Is it really? It doesn't matter. We'll still do it. And yeah, we are 6 minutes away from the start. Cyber Turkey, cracking name. Welcome to the members club. Get your badge in, legend. Look, I think United are going to win. I think they're going to win because it's logical that we will win. I think our team is better than theirs. And I think that I just don't understand why, as a professional footballer, you would walk into this game and go, if we lose, we'll get rid of this manager. I don't get that mentality. You walk into that stadium and surely the kid inside of you comes to the surface and goes, this is why I play football. And you just suddenly go, you know what? I want to be back here in the FA Cup final at the end of May. I want to be here. For me, selfishly. So I don't see how a Man United player walks on that pitch and thinks, this is the day we get Ten Hag sacked. They might do that away to Burnley, but they might do it on Wednesday night against Sheffield United. But here, I don't see it. I think the players have to deliver. Bruno Fernandes, massive today. He has got to lead that team. He has got to get it going. Same for Harry Maguire. Same for Casemiro. Right down the spine. They've got to get hold of that team. Would Manscaped work for my wife? Says Dolty. I don't know. The name is Manscaped, so I don't know. Andrea, thank you very much for the follow. If nothing's on the manager, what's his role, says Premier. I love this nonsense. I didn't say nothing's on the manager. What I said is it on the manager if we lose to Coventry when you look at the quality of players in the starting 11? I personally, as a fan, in a game like this, would look at the occasion, would look at the opposition, would look at the players and say, at some point, you've got to say the players should be winning this game. The manager obviously has responsibility across the season in relation to substitutions, team selections, but in this unique game, I don't really have a problem with the team he's picked. And I think the team that he's picked has got to go and deliver. If we're losing 1-0 at half-time and he doesn't make substitutions, then that's when the manager comes into play, of course. If they tactically try something that we're not set up for and he doesn't adapt to it, then, of course, the manager will be responsible. But I don't know how the game's going to run out. So I'm looking at the team that he's picked before kickoff, and I'm saying that team that he's picked really should win the game because they're on the players. Jake Barnard, thanks for your super chat. Jeffrey's watching from Singapore and will continue to support our team. Thank you very much. Cormac says, hard to get excited for a final with City in it. We know whose side the ref will be on. Thanks everyone who watched my That's Football video, by the way. It's absolutely popping off, and it's really just a rant about the state of football. So it's good that so many people actually agree. Big Chiv says at 71, Sir Jim has shown Rashford up by running 26 miles today. Sean Thornton is listening in the car on the way from Donegal to Kerry. An 8-hour drive. Come on, United. How can it be an 8-hour drive across Ireland? Surely if you tried to drive 8 hours across Ireland, you end up in the Atlantic. How can it take 8 hours to drive across Ireland? No, I'm not having that, Sean. What are you driving in? A bloody pedalo? 8 hours, come on. You can drive from London to Edinburgh in 8 hours. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. Surely not. Bad roads. I'm not saying Sean's wrong. It just sounds incredible. What does an ideal United summer look like in your opinion? Not the time, call me dizzy. But what I would say is sell 10 players, bring in 7. If nothing's on there, I've done that one from Premium. Thank you very much. Mason says it took him 6 hours from Anglesey to Glasgow. Well, we're now wandering into... Oh, that beer looks... I tell you what, I really shouldn't have a beer today, but that beer looked absolutely delectable. Absolutely delightful. It's north to south, you tool. Yeah, Ireland's not that big. Don't go all Irish on me. I lived in fucking Ireland for 3.5 years. I know how big Ireland is. I've driven from Dublin to Belfast. I know how big Ireland is. 8 hours sounds bloody incredible to me. But look, if it's true, it's true. Apparently, we've had a tweet from Simon Stone that we need to read. Oh, it's the Solihull Moors thing, yeah. Which I agree with. I mean, yeah, they've done the right thing there. Right, timer. Get the timer ready. Where are you? Fasten your seatbelts, everybody. All the talk is about to disappear for the reality. And can I just... Well, I will do anyway. I don't need to ask. Can I just... Well, I will. Mark Robins will forever be etched into my memory as a Man United, not legend, but a legendary moment. There was talk of Sir Alex Ferguson getting the sack. FA Cup third round at the City Ground in Nottingham. Goldbridge was there. And Mark Robins scored the goal that sent us through 1-0. We went on to win the FA Cup. I loved Mark Robins as a kid. I mean, he didn't play for us that long, but he always had that sort of super sub feel to him. He's actually done a fantastic job as a manager for many years and doesn't really get the credit he deserves. I don't really know why. He's been an absolute revelation at Coventry. I think he briefly went to Rotherham in between, but he's been a revelation there. Coventry City, if you're of a certain age, I remember them winning the FA Cup in '87, and it was the first FA Cup final I ever watched, actually, in its entirety. I remember it well. And in any other situation, I'd love them to win, but not today. Not today. But it's a fantastic story for Coventry. It's a well-supported club, and Mark Robins has done a great job. Now it's time to go to war. And we're kicking off. Watching from New Zealand, thoughts on Madrid being interested in Mainu, says Jake. Well, they can be interested. They're not going to get him. And Mark, 4 hours and 40 minutes. I'm Irish, not 8, says Bounty Hunter. And watching from... Thanks, Bounty Hunter. There you go. 8 hours in a car is a long... You can get a long way in 8 hours. Watching... He might be driving in a tractor. Watching from Montreal, Canada, pint in hand and ready for a vintage performance, says Marco. Liam's in New Zealand, 2:30 a.m. United fans all around the world, and you are the only play that gives us a voice. Screw the mainstream, says Liam. Thank you, mate. You're a legend. Get yourself a beer, Mark, says James. Thank you very much. What do you think has been Ten Hag's biggest mistake since being manager, says Dante. Their right back, Van Elwick, could play for us, says Tristan. Well, let's keep an eye on him then. McTominay winner, says Liam. Well, that's the thing about McTominay. He's always got a goal in him, hasn't he? And, well, this right back does look quite confident. I think it's going to... You've just got me going now. Could be a good battle here for Rashford. Let's go. Let's get fighting, says no. And what is the point of winning today if we're going to lose the final? It's the hope that kills you. Mate, look, the point of winning today is you're a Man United fan. The second point of winning today is that for the next 6 weeks, we've got something to look forward to at the end of the season. It keeps the season alive. If you lose today, it's depression. It's 5 weeks of crappy fucking league games that really don't matter because we're just fighting for the Conference League or the Europa League. Whereas if we win today, we're actually in a final and we've got something to look forward to. Yeah, of course, we're massive underdogs, but at least we've got something to look forward to. What do I think Erik Ten Hag's biggest mistake is? I think letting De Gea go, actually. I think that was a massive mistake because that £50 million could have been spent on a centre-back, and I don't think De Gea would have been any worse than Onana. But United with the ball here. Don't like the sun on the pitch. Wembley cost loads of money and nobody fucking looked at what it would look like on a sunny day. That shading is crap. I mean, how do you build a stadium and not think about what the sun's going to do to it? Good play by Mainu down the left-hand side. Lays it off to Bruno. He's got to go wide, and it's a good ball wide. And here's Garnacho, and he's going to shoot, and it's a good block. And it's not a bad first couple of minutes for Man United here because we've had a bit of possession. And Rasmus, with a good foul there, stops the break. Must win game, says Daily Hibbert. Thanks, mate. Matthew says, do you think Chelsea should have won yesterday? Well, I think they would have won if they'd got the penalty, yeah. I think at that moment, it would have been I think City would have struggled to get back into it. Palace are winning 4-0 against West Ham, apparently. And they're still in the first half. Yeah, 4-0 after 31 minutes. I get the feeling that Elise, Eze, Emerson, own goal and Mateta. I get the feeling David Moyes might be a goner. And Villa are losing 1-0 to Bournemouth. It's a funny old league, isn't it? Eric was appointed 2 years ago today, says who to blame. Coventry are in our box here. Wait a minute. Good ball out. It's a lovely pitch, by the way, so we should just be able to get our passing game going. Nice little, just move, use the pitch, get everyone talking, get everyone moving. What am I watching it on? Says user 66666. It's called a TV. I think it was invented in the 50s, and it's great. You basically get to watch what's happening in the ground on this screen. Jackson was shocking yesterday, says Dolty. Good play by Rashford. Yeah, typically goes for the shot. He's so fucking selfish. Like, he's gone past the player there. Now put the cross in. No, I'll have a shot. Garnacho, see, Garnacho puts the cross in and Rasmus applauds him. And I'll applaud him as well. Jasmine's, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's on ITV, by the way. Good start by United, but look at Garnacho there trying to put the cross in. Rashford goes past his man and shoots. So selfish. He's got... he must hear the criticism. He must hear, like, the fact that people want him to pass more. And still, he won't. I don't know how you get into that. Corner, headed away. Important to score the first goal here as well. What youth player has the most upside on the bench? Says Grant. I'm trying to think who's on the bench. Oh, Garnacho! Oh, it's a big chance. It's a big chance. Diagonal ball from Onana. Bruno would have been offside anyway. He would have been offside in the build-up, Bruno. But Bruno wins the ball, heads it across the face of the goal, and then Garnacho's just stretching, can't get his boot around it. But yeah, I think it would have been a... But he didn't score it anyway, did he? No midfield. Man City play with 5. Mainu alone as a 19-year-old. I can't. With McTominay always being an option, we should win. But Jesus says, Vank, what youth... I've done that one. Thank you very much. What you make of Oliver freelancing in the United Arab Emirates? I've had my say on Michael Oliver, Nicholas. The list is endless for the amount of points he's got involved in with Man City this season. It's really weird. Decent first 6 minutes for Manchester United. It has sort of followed what we would have hoped, where we're the more possession-dominated side. Coventry are out for a great day out, as you can see. I mean, how many have they brought with them? 30, 40,000? Rashford getting a bit of stick in the chat for a wayward pass. Maybe that's why he doesn't pass. David Williams says, Mark, bro, you're getting old. So will you, mate, unless you get really unlucky. I don't know why you're obsessed about my age or what's happening with me. I'm a very, very happy man, thank you. But not my... Oh, Wan-Bissaka's done well there. Good stuff. What do you think the score will be? Says Edits on top. I'm going to go with a Manchester United 2-0 win. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube. Give us a follow if you're on TikTok. You're all very welcome, of course. I think that Coventry got a corner here. Worst thing that could happen to us is if we concede first. I always say that about United. Good header away. I don't want to tempt fate here, but I think Casemiro might have an easier night or afternoon today because he hasn't got to do as much running. I mean, I've played the game, and when you're centre-back, you can get run ragged. You can when you're defending a lot, but we are playing Coventry, so really, he might not have to run around. Well, he shouldn't run around as much as he did as a centre-back. As a centre midfielder. Shouldn't. Doesn't always work like that. Coventry having a bit of the ball here. McTominay should have gone forward there. Should have gone forward there. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. James on TikTok says, what's your score prediction? 2-0. What's your reaction to City being in the final, says Leo. Not surprised. Chelsea have only got themselves to blame. I mean, Jackson is probably as much to blame as Michael Oliver, if we're being honest. Thanks for the follow, Arlie United and Katende. Nice little ball out to Wan-Bissaka here. Rashford should be making the overlap. Rashford gets the ball. Now, that was better work. I mean, it's basically a blast across the box, but at least it's a cross. Here's Sims for Coventry. I'll tell you what, that's one of my favourite shops. Mr. Sims Sweets. I just can't... hey, up, ref! Bad foul on Rasmus, that, but it was good hold-up play. Back into Bruno. Good start from United here. The Growling Golden Retriever, thanks for your super chat. Rashford let that happen again, was lazy to the ball. I'm so over it, and if Ten Hag can't see it, I have to be over him too, says Steve Walker. Is Steve Grizovic playing, says Football Jonesy. Oh, I remember him. I remember him. Oggy. Name a player for an edit, says Son's left ball. Son. Here's Wan-Bissaka. And we're getting forward down that left-hand side a lot. It's such a shame we haven't got a left-back. Because Wan-Bissaka is obviously so right-footed and defensive. But Man United are camped in the Coventry half here. Coventry's tactics obviously aren't to be expressive in this first 20 minutes. And to be honest with you, let's just remember this. What do Man United struggle against? A low block. And Coventry... playing a low block here at the start. Thul says, who do you think will be on the YouTube All-Stars this year, mate? I don't know, mate, but I've got a few games in May and June. I'm hoping it will grab the eyes of the sidemen scouts and get me in a playing position, because I'm running out of time. I've probably only got 1, maybe 2 years where I can still play. So I'm hoping that, even if it's I do play a manager, Kenny Dalglish. But nice ball into Bruno. He's got space. Where's he going to go? Where's he going to go? Goes to Rashford. What's Rashford going to do? Is he going to lay it off? Look at it again. It's tiring, mate. Here's Bruno. Little ball. Oh, nearly finds McTominay. It's so tiring seeing Rashford doing that. Watching whilst eating ice cream with my son, says the Hughes lad. Lovely. It's a lovely day here in the UK. Van Uwick, Sheaf and Sims will be the guys for Coventry, says Joe Wright. Thank you very much. I think you're right. He'll see everything in front. Rashford is trying to cross. I'm at least happy with the attempt. Aaron Wan-Bissaka can get in free roam. Rashi to score, says SK. Thank you. Well, Rashford's been in about 3 or 4 positions, good positions in the first 12 minutes. I think he shot 3 times and crossed once. The problem is, like Hamza says, he's just so predictable. Pikes has got 500 quid for Bruno to score first. I think at the moment, this is basically Man United against the low block and Coventry City breaking on us. And, you know, we do tend to struggle with the low block. Lovely play by Kobe Mainoo there. Just so composed in possession. I mean, Mainoo's playing as the deeper midfielder with Bruno. It's, you know, they're all sort of swapping a bit. Now Bruno's become the deeper midfield. It's quite a free-flowing midfield 3, actually. Here's Rashford. My God. I've just seen the worst pass of the game. What the fuck was that? Straight at a Coventry player. Bloody terrible pass. Good work back by Garnacho. Well done. Really good working back. Nice ball by McTominay. Another foul. We might want to book one of these lads, mate. They keep clattering Rasmus every bloody time. It's happened twice now. Look, that's a blatant body check. Get your cards out. Get your bloody cards out, you cheating shit. I got the feeling this match will be won with a moment from someone. Maybe Rashford. I've got Rashford to score, Mohammed. I want and we need to get battered today because we need Eric gone, says Bob. Because in order to go forward, we must get this use. Oh, God, Bob. Horrible, horrible comment. That's not a supporter. That's not a fan. John says, I pre-ordered the book, but who have you sold the movie rights to? Who would play you? Reckon we'll get a decent 3-0 today, says John. I hope you're right. Who would play me in a film? I've said it before. It's either Pitt or DiCaprio, isn't it? You know. Some people actually agree with Bob. So you want Man United to lose an FA Cup semi-final? I wish you went. I would. If there are Man United fans that want us to lose an FA Cup semi-final, I wish you would piss off and support somebody else. I will never agree with it. I will never like it. And I will never respect it. Sorry. I respect a lot of things, but I won't. I respect the fact that you might want to get rid of Ten Hag. I will not respect anybody saying, I hope we lose an FA Cup semi-final. Never. I know football's about opinion, but I don't have to like it, the opinion. Rashford will lose Ten Hag, the fans, says the wheelbarrow. And that pass shows why Rashford usually always shoots, says Rob. It might be a good point. Rashford walking again. Meanwhile, Bruno has got to get his man, and you wonder why Bruno is always out of position, says Stuart Walker. Every ball to Rashford is wasted. Bring Anthony on, says Florian. And if we're going to go down the left-hand side more, why don't we switch Delo and Wan-Bissaka, says Robble. look, from a purely footballing point of view, the reason we're seeing so much ball going down the left-hand side is because Coventry want it to go down that side. Got to be DiCaprio. Italian connection, says SK. Thank you very much. Skid says Rashford's defensive work is pissing me off. Sean says I've loved Rashford for so long, but he has to go. Even this early in the game, he just looks lazy. Glazers are there. Yeah, well, we spoke about that on the morning show, didn't we? Kamwala's injured. SH. It's weird, isn't it? Because down the right-hand side, you've got Delo and you've got Garnacho, and that's a natural pairing. And on the left-hand side, you've got Wan-Bissaka and Rashford, which is an unnatural pairing. And it's going down the left-hand side constantly. Constantly down the left-hand side. Here's Bruno. Good play by Erasmus into Garnacho, who's tucked inside. There's Rashford. I tell you what, he's getting a lot of the... I don't think Rashford's had this much of the ball in a long time. We're so bad against the low block, though. We're so bad against the low block. I think Coventry, if I was a Coventry City fan, I'd be looking at this and going, it's a risk to let United have so much of the ball, but... Oh! I thought it was offside. It was onside! What a ball by Casemiro this is. He's onside. What a ball. Casemiro in behind the right back. Rashford's first touch isn't too bad. Probably should score. I think he's got to score that. I mean, I'm not going to criticise him too much because the first touch is very good. But why has he not gone with his right foot? Why is he gone with his left? Sorry, I didn't react to that quick enough because I thought it was miles offside because it's Rashford. But he's timed his run really well. The ball by Casemiro is really good. His first touch is really good. And... he's basically missed a sitter from it, really. He should have scored there. No hunger from Marcus. People died wearing that shirt, says Kicking It with Cade. Dan says he missed on purpose. Don't say that, you'll get clipped. Yeah, but it is a risk from Coventry, and we saw that risk there. But United, we do traditionally struggle against the low block. So if you can soak up the pressure and counter well. And I'd say what Mark Robbins has said is, look, we could have a go at them, but they've got the better players. Or we can sit deep and we can counter. And if we can catch Maguire and Casemiro, they're quite slow. Ooh, good play by Erasmus. We take a corner there. This is embarrassing from Rashford. Makes every player around him have to work multiple positions. It's Coventry, for fuck's sake. 350k a week, says Skin. Now blame Ten Hag for that, says Rashid. And Rashi's been watching Jackson, says Reece Smith. Well, I was doing the Chelsea Man City game yesterday, and people were trying to say that Jackson's better than Rashford. I think Rashford's miles better than Jackson, but obviously some people might now have a point. If only Rashford passed it along to Højlund there, says Daniel Wilson. Corner to United. We've got aerial threats here. We've gone edge of the box. Obviously from the training ground, that low along the ground from Bruno. Garnacho on the edge of the box. I mean, he had time. Just didn't get the technique right. I tell you what, I'd love Garnacho to score a goal and then lift his top up and it says F off Luckhurst on it. That would be great, wouldn't it? It's so depressing how slow our passes are, says Bacon. And if only Rashford paid it along to... Yeah, I've done that one from there. Mackie says, what about Palmer or Rashford? Well, it's Palmer, isn't it? It's not even hard. I wouldn't mind switching Garnacho and Rashford at the moment because there's so much ball down the left-hand side. I'd like to just switch them around. Coventry on the attack, though. Headed away. Oh, God, have you seen Nottingham Forest in the latest tweets? 3 extremely poor decisions, 3 penalties not given, which we simply cannot accept. We warned the PGML that the VAR is a Luton fan before the game, but they didn't change him. Our patience has been tested multiple times. They will now consider its options. I'm going to quote tweet that. Very, very strong statement there. I agree the players need to go because of player power, but isn't Eric inviting the power on because they just... Hold on. Delo. Goal! McTominay! 1-0 to Manchester United. We've got the breakthrough. 1-0 in the cup. Semi-final. Scooby-Doo. It's a lovely bit of play that comes from across, and that ability of Scott McTominay to break into the box, whatever you say about him, and he's a very limited footballer when he's playing as a holding midfielder, but when you allow him to break into the box, he is fantastic at finding that space. And it's lovely play from Delo. As we watch this back, McTominay actually starts it. He gets the ball wide to Garnacho, the overlap. This is how wing play works, the cross. It's a very, very good goal, and it's not defendable. It's not defendable at all. I mean, yeah, lovely play. Lovely goal. Absolutely lovely goal. And that's how you play down the wing. Don't not give the credit to Garnacho and Delo, because the way that they've played that is absolutely fantastic.
That was fantastic.
Was it?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Because I saw him do it with his knee, and it went in. But first I thought he typoed it.
Yeah.
But he actually did his knee.
Did he?
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo. What's that?
That one I got from the shop.
Okay. Nice one, mate. Palmer this season or Rashford last, says LBT. Well, look, I couldn't give a toss about that. It's 1-0 to United against Coventry. So important to score first. Still a long way to go, but I think the way Coventry have set up quite defensively has probably played into our hands. I think Coventry... Hold on, though. 2v2. Good tackle, Casemiro. Gets the ball. Difference right side from the left. Big goal, that. You know what, though? We don't see enough of that. It's so simple when you do it properly. And I was brought up on that. Any United fan that can remember 10, 20, 30 years ago, we used to score like that, goals like that all the time. It's so simple. Get the ball into your winger, commit to get in the box, overlap from the right back or the left back, cross comes in, body's in the box. They don't know where they are. Simple. And we just don't do it enough. We do not do it enough. What a cross from Delo says, no, all the work down the left, go right once and we score. I mean, I love that from Josh. It's so true. We've been down the left so often, nothing fucking happens. And then down the right-hand side, I mean, look at Rashford here again. Where's he going? Nowhere. Just running at players doing quick feet. Lovely. I've got him on my shirt. Come on, says Shay. Some fans won't like it, but these players are playing for the manager, says Chris. Rashford running into a tackle again. Shocking first time we put a ball in from the wing and not cut inside and shoot, says Dan. Chris Granthwell, thanks for being a member for 44 months. You just got mentioned on Danish TV showing the game about Garnacho liking tweets, says Daniel. Thank you very much. Difference from the right side from the left, says Trashy. Palmer this season or Rashford last. They're talking about your tweets on commentary, says the Bandit. Hope Coventry have some scouts looking at Rashford and McTominay, says Tom. I agree the players need to go because of the player power, but isn't Eric? Yeah, I've done that one from Sour Slayer as well. Who's the new lad in our defence? Is really calm and can read the game so well, says Nick P. Rasmus creates the space for McTominay to make the run in the first place, says Johnny. Chelsea support here, Mark. Please go and beat City and the PJMOL, says Rubate. And Seb talks football better than Genus, says Luke. I'll stick with my comment yesterday about Chelsea fans think Jackson is the next Gerd Muller. It's laughable, says Tumbleweed. Lovely first time, low fast cross. More positivity, please, says SK. Thanks very much. Well, it's nice to have that 1-0 lead. Korean says, can we have a poll for McTominay, keep or sell? I'll do it now. I'll do it in the week, mate, because if you do it in a game where we're winning 1-0 because for his goal, that's the epitome of what we don't like. It's just recency bias. Like, McTominay is homegrown. He's not good enough. And we are playing a championship side. And he can pop up with goals, but McTominay is never going to be good enough when you're playing Liverpool or Arsenal or Man City. You're carrying him because all he is a midfield goal scorer. His passing's not good. He never gets assists. He's not very good at tackling. I personally would either keep him as a bench or I'd sell him. And I think selling him brings money in. But loads of people will say, oh, no, keep him. He scored loads of important goals. But it's not just about that, is it? Like, we're playing a team that's parking the bus against us for a start. That Coventry are going to have to open up a little bit more now. And it'll be interesting, actually, in the next 20 minutes, whether Coventry actually are a better team not parking the bus and actually playing more on the front foot. Keep up the great work. I think Ericsson would be good to break down this block, says Shawnick. Well, they won't play with a low block now. They'll have to open up. We're bad against the low block because we lack creative players up top, says Plug Scope. What Scott does in the 18-yard is what Rasmus needs to learn, and that's the reason we can't depend on the young boy, says True Football. Yeah, you need to learn about football, though. Rasmus is occupying the centre-backs, though, so McTominay can make the space. The midfielder doesn't track his run. So if you put McTominay up front, he wouldn't be able to score that goal. He gets... Look at Rasmus here. He's being absolutely man-marked. You need to understand the game, mate. Gotta love the way Mark had a look around to make sure Seb was out of the room before saying he didn't give a toss. What a legend, says Ronaldo. Love that. How are we playing, says Jem on TikTok. I think United are playing... look, we've had a lot of the ball. A lot of the ball. I haven't seen the stats carousel go around for a while, but yeah, 76% possession, 8 shots to 0. Look, Coventry have done fantastically well to get here, but it feels like they've not got here yet. They're not. I think there'll be a lot of people who hate United, and maybe a few Ten Hag outers saying, why have Coventry come to Wembley and played like this? Why are they parking the bus against one of the most unconfident teams in the Premier League at the moment? But it's to our benefit. I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, at the moment, it's been a lot easier than we thought it was going to be. And hopefully that will continue. Bloody hell. I had 2 million views on a TikTok about things better than Nicholas Jackson. The algorithm's weird. It's weird. Proper weird. Who do you think Ten Hag was shaking his head at then? Just saw that. I want Ten Hag gone, but I'll never want my team to lose, says Sam. Good lad. Listening to Sir Jim's interview at the end of the race, think Eric will get another season with all these garden leave issues we're having, says Edward. I haven't heard it, so let us know. Rashford and Fernandes, total shots in the Premier League, 145. Rasmus has got a quarter of that so far. They need to bring him into the game more, says Bart. I think it's really hard as a striker. I mean, look, we're sitting in a position of comfort here. But let me just say this. As somebody that's watched United for a long time recently, Ronaldo didn't get a lot of service. Cavani didn't get a lot of service. Martial didn't get a lot of service. Rashford and Bruno have been here for years. I don't think that Rashford and Bruno really are your ideal dream ticket as a striker. They don't really feed the striker. Rashford off for anyone, says Jay. Johnny B, welcome to the members club. Keep up the great work, says Shawnick. Thank you very much. Thanks for the follow, Jamie Racken on TikTok and Bobby as well. Enjoy the 20 roses, my love. Thank you very much. Right, good free kick position here for Coventry. They haven't had a shot on target yet. Chiri says that Ten Hag's tie is giving me anxiety. Wall does its job. Sean says City are going to win it. Can I just say, we're not in the final yet. I get. If there's one thing we've learned about Man United this season is you never rest on your laurels. We were winning at Chelsea well into stoppage time and we lost. I don't take anything for granted. We're winning against Coventry at the moment. We're not in the final yet. And I personally think Coventry have clearly parked the bus up until that goal. They've now got to come out and have a go. And that'll be a different Coventry. So, Mark, you notice Bruno playing further back. I think it's suiting him, to be honest. Loving Mainu at 6'2", says, I don't like Mainu as a 6. I much prefer him as an 8. What really irritates me personally about Rashford is there's a good player in there, says Fozzie. Nice ball over the top to Garnacho, but the keeper does his job. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, says Arnold. Thank you. Mark, who would you sign in the summer? Tom, the list is long. We've got to get centre-backs in, though. I'm glad someone restarted this game and turned the settings to overcast. If Ten Hag leaves, we need Goldbridge ball to unlock Rashford, says Billy. If you know, you know. Foot completely off the gas. Newport all over again, says Gareth. John Wick says, just got here. What's your thoughts on the Nottingham Forest tweet? I've quote tweeted it, John. I think it's fantastic. I think Chelsea should do the same. What have you got to lose? I don't know why clubs and the media and journalists are not calling it out. They should have called it out months ago. I don't care what club calls them out. It's absolutely spot on. It's disgusting. We cannot let complacency take hold now, says Lee Berman. Thank you very much. You see, look at what's happened now since the goal. Coventry a lot more of the ball. Be a different game now. Savage Blocks, welcome to the Members Club. Sky Blues has got blue hearts. Jalmar, thanks for the follow. Oh, God. Got tight hams, tight everywhere at the moment. Watching Coventry is like Man City before the oil. Maybe it's because of the kit, says Havard. Edge. Or egg, don't know. Please subscribe, by the way. We're only 10 away from 850,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe if you're on YouTube. Legends, get involved with the chat. Remember, we've got player ratings show straight after this. We've got the fan forum as well. We might even get a player interview. Beth's down there, you know. We'll see. Thanks for all the follows, Johannes and JM and Daly. Love that. Have you ever been to Wembley, says Francisco? My first Wembley trip, 1992. Manchester United. Rumbelows Cup. Sean says, what a bore fest. We're still crap. You can't please everyone, can you? You can't please everyone. We're winning. We're winning. I've always wondered, Mark, do the fans of lower league teams also support Premier League clubs? Do they support more than one team, says Sharath Kamath Fitness? I think a lot of lower club supporters are massively into England. That's what I found in my life. So if you support someone like Plymouth or, I'm trying to think, lower league clubs, they tend to be massive England fans. I don't know whether they have second clubs in the Premier League. I don't know. Mark, have you ever thought that maybe Rashford doesn't press enough because he wants to save energy just for the one moment, says Jay, which is fine if you get the one moment. Carragher on TV now saying Forrester an embarrassment, says John Wick. Well, of course he is. It's paid by Sky, who work with the PGMOL. And I'm not saying Sky are in the PGMOL's pocket, but when I work for TalkSport, PGMOL got in contact with TalkSport to tell me to wind my neck in, basically, because I was saying, basically, that the refs were dodgy. And they have a fortnightly meeting, the PGMOL, with all the media broadcasters. So there is a relationship there. What that relationship is, I don't know, because I refuse to go to the meetings because I just think it's a waste of time. Are you Ten Hag in or out, and who would you replace him with? I'm in, Elm. I'm in, because I want to get rid of players first. What's your most viewed video on YouTube, says Hasha? I don't know. Nathan Brooks has come out with an amazing statement. I think the refs this season have been bad. Easiest cup final for City, says 58. Go, mate. Don't ruin it for us. Like, if we did get to the final, at least we've got something to play for. But there ain't no way we're beating Man City. Unless they have, like, food poisoning across their whole squad. And even then, they'll probably beat us. Like, we're not very good. And since the goal, Coventry have started to have a go. I don't know why I actually don't know why Coventry sat back. It's weird. I know that we're bad against a low block, but I think they showed us a lot of... I'm glad, but they showed us a lot of respect. And they're in the box here, Coventry. Oh, how have they missed? Lovely play onto the back post, and Sims just can't quite get there. I do question why Coventry didn't just go for it from the start. But maybe it's, you know... Kamal says that Casemiro's doing a good job. I didn't watch the Grand Prix, Manny, but can I take a guess that Max Verstappen won it? I support Exeter and Man United, says Jamie. Not bothered about England. Ryan says, get rid of what players he loves. Rashford, says Ryan. Your most viewed video is a live video called Woodward Gone, 2.5 million views, says Conspiracy. There you go. Robbo says Rashford is horrendous. Well, if I was taking any of my wingers off, it would be Rashford. But some of our passing has been dreadful. We don't want to see we don't want to go down the right-hand side enough, I don't think. I like Garnacho and Delo, I really do. I think it works really well. Lovely play by Garnacho. Into Bruno. Back to Garnacho. Into Rashford. Ooh. McTominay does get in Rasmus's way. He bloody does. You can see it there. They're both going for the same cross. I mean, it's fine. He scored a goal, but He definitely does get in Rasmus's way. Please bring back going for Goldbridge to Sebastian. I'd love to. Need to do more crosses to Salim. Yep, it's working. Mark, the volume's been spot on. Says Sajai, that's because we tested it before. Thank you. Rashford must have some major dirt on Ten Hag. There can be no other explanation, says Adrian. You're all going to be sat down when he scores. Why don't we use the right-hand side more, says Wackis. And Footy Flashes has gifted a membership. You're a legend, mate. Thank you very much. Garnacho's had to wander inside, gets it into Wan-Bissaka. I just think when Garnacho's on the ball, things happen. Need to get him on the ball more. Give it Garnacho. Oh, Rashford. If I speak. Scott Wright, thank you very much. Good play by Rasmus. Bit of a frustration shot. The commentator just talked about Garnacho liking your tweets, says Jeffrey. Thank you very much. Well, he's playing well. Yeah, Rashford and Garnacho have swapped. Good idea. Good idea. That's got to have come from Ten Hag. I mean, we've only got 3 minutes till half time. I'd like to have done that a little bit earlier. What player could we get that would feed Rasmus, says Daryl? I would sub Rashford at half time, says Jordan. I don't think he will, but... Look, I never really played as a striker, so if there's people in the chat who've played as a striker, let me know. But my feeling is, from speaking to people who've played as strikers, is that you want early ball. You want early ball. It's hard as a striker when you're in the box, static, with two centre-backs, waiting for something. You want the ball in there early. You know, you look at that McTominay goal, the cross comes in early. As a defender, it's harder to deal with. And I think when you look at... Look, I know most people are moaning about Rashford. So when you look at Rashford, he ain't going to give you the early ball. He gets the ball, he takes someone on, and then he puts the cross in. So you're not getting the early ball. You know, it's no good as a striker. If you're in the box, Rashford gets it, and then he takes someone on because the centre-backs aren't being taken on. The centre-backs are staying there waiting, and you're waiting. So you need to get the ball in quick. So... If you go back to someone like David Beckham, he had this amazing ability to whip an early cross in accurately. I mean, you're never probably going to find someone like Beckham, but you do need someone who can put the cross in early, and we don't get that. Right, Delow's in here, and I think he might be onside. Now, can he cut it back? Lays it back into Rashford. Good save. Good play. Good play. You'd expect Rashford to get a shot off there as well. It's in the box. He's caught it well. It's a good save. Good play. Delow could have had another assist. Do you know why Lowe is never in the conversation for the United job? Not sure I'd have him. Yeah, we don't want any of that. Casemiro has been very good today, says Darian. Rashford out here sulking, killing the tempo on the right. And Salim says, so Rashford can't dribble past the low block like Doku. What are your thoughts on Westwood Ho, says Scott? I enjoyed it when there a couple of years ago. It was nice. Great rock pause! Harry Maguire! He's going to come in the door. He'll be any minute. He's going to come in any minute. Any minute now. Harry Maguire with the header. 2-0 to Manchester United. It's that simple. And Manchester United have got 2 feet into the FA Cup semi-final now. It is that simple. It's a lovely goal. He's always got that in his locker. Most of the time, he can't direct it. But it's a really good header. Full-on head from Maguire. I said you... what?
That was really good.
What was your favourite player?
Maguire.
I know. What do you want to say about that?
It was good, definitely.
Come on. Yeah. I've been waiting for you for ages. Being as who is your favourite player, Seb?
Harry Maguire.
Yeah, there he is. What is it you like about him?
That he's a defender like me.
Yeah.
And I like teaching him.
You like teaching him?
Yeah.
Do you think he did that because you told him to do it?
Yeah.
What did you say? Great advice. 2-0. Off you. Why are you watching it in the other room?
Yeah.
Easy. This is easy, I think. Easy work. Do you know why we've done that one as well? Mark, keep bench sell, Mainu, Ganacho, Erasmus, not doing that. That's the problem if Rashford scores, no one is going to sit down, hopefully. What a bad performance, no effort, bad passes. When are you going to stop believing in this guy, says Victor? I don't pick the team, mate. Half time, Manchester United lead 2-0. Maguire and McTominay delivering. What a half. Look, if it was 0-0, goals change games. I genuinely really believe that. And I think that if it was 0-0, the chat would be going mad about substituting Rashford, get him off the pitch, etc. But ultimately, McTominay and Maguire have delivered, and Manchester United are 2-0 up. And from this position, you would really hope that we'll take it home in the second half. Mark, if you'd said at the start of the season that Slabhead and McTominay would be scoring an FA Cup semi-final, people would think you'd lost it, says Jim. If I'd said that Marcus Rashford would have the season he's had, people would lose it as well. Give Seb the job, deserves it after teaching Harry how to do it, says Chris. Look, I'm thinking about quitting, because at the start of the season, he walks in and he says, my favourite player is Harry Maguire. I don't like the way people always pick on him. I just think he needs teaching how to do the job properly and working hard. And, I mean, that's a 6-year-old. Obviously, it's not proper football analysis. But it's mad because Maguire's his favourite player. He just loves Maguire. So it's nice for him, isn't it? But, look, Maguire on a corner with a free header. One thing I've always said about Harry Maguire, and I'd sell both these players in the summer, by the way. McTominay and Maguire, it's good they're scoring goals. Their value goes up. I'd move them both on. We're playing Coventry. We're not playing Man City. If they did it against Man City, we'll have a chat. But they're doing it against Coventry, and they're playing well. But I've always said about Maguire, and I've been laughed at, he's world class in the air. He's world class at winning headers. Directing them, it's a bit of a mixed bag. But winning headers, whether it's in our penalty box or how many times over the last 3 years have you seen Harry Maguire win a header from a corner and head it over? It's not easy to do that. I've played the game. If you've ever played the game, when there's a corner, how advantageous is it to have somebody that wins most of those corners? Like, he's brilliant in the air. He just can't direct it. But that one's a good header. Mainly because Coventry haven't got someone on the line, but look, it's a good header. I'm actually decently impressed with Casemiro at centre-back, says Z3 Music. 2 of Mark's favourite players getting it done, says Dante. Joe Dillon's just gifted 10 memberships. Tom says, Carragher's doing tricks on the PGMOL. Hate these pundits. Feels like they get a stack of approved note cards at the beginning of the week, says Tom. Weghorst made Rashford better by creating space, says Maurice. This is our level, says Mank in LA. Love the show. Scott needs to say that stay the hell out of Rasmus's way. It's so frustrating, says Cody. Leopard, leap like a salmon. Harry with a bullet header, says SK. Maguire from a corner. Remember the day, says Nick P. I presume it was Bruno with the cross as well. Please say my name, says Hannah. Give Seb the job. Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you very much. Al Capi, Maguire, I called it earlier. Goldbridge, get in, says Franco. Yeah, I've done that one as well. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. What you say about Rashford, says Barra Guy on Twitch. Look, absolutely relieved. Big up McTominay, big up Maguire. You know the rules. Really relieved. I got to be honest, when we got this draw, and it came out, I was live on TV, I was live on the stream, and we pulled out Coventry, and I started dancing around the room. This week, I've been worrying about that. Because I was like, when that draw came out, I thought, easy. But the way we've been playing for the last couple of weeks, I've been thinking more and more Coventry are getting closer to us. So this morning, I was sort of like, we've got to win this game. If we lose this game, God knows what happens. So I'm not going to unashamedly, I'm about to do something. Get in! Because I really do think it's so important that we win this game. And sometimes it's easy to go, it's Coventry. But I genuinely was thinking this morning, this could be a banana skin. So the fact that we're 2-0 up, I refuse to let myself just go, oh, it's Coventry. Like, we really could have bottled this today. We really could have done. So the fact that we're not is a real positive. The flip side is that, I said before the game, people like Scott McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire, Casemiro, Marcus Rashford, they really should be putting 7 and 8s in. It's Coventry from the Championship. We're Manchester United. Like, I don't want to dismiss what we've done, but this is what we should be doing. It's good, but we should be doing this. And I think we've become so complacent, so inconsistent, and so bad this season that we did fear the worst, because you just don't know what you're going to get with United. What we've actually done is gone out and done a job. And that's what we should be doing in a game like this. So, fair play. Ash says he jinxed it. Looks like they're purposely not giving it to Rasmus Højlund, says Luke Smith. My dad wants to fight you. He thinks you're clueless, says Lewis Williams. I don't do violence. It's sad to see that even against the Championship team, we can't manage to get any service into Rasmus, as it's Mark. It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, I wasn't going to talk about that, but yeah, there's no service for that striker. And I think what we need to realise is, I would say this with complete and utter conviction. We don't deserve a striker in this team. We don't create for our striker. We never have created for our striker. And I don't think we ever will with the players that we have. We're a really weird team. When Man City have got Erling Haaland and Aston Villa have got Ollie Watkins, they're trying to constantly create chance for that striker. And at Man United, we don't do that. We've got a collection of players that do not want to create for the striker. It's almost like the striker's there to create for them. You've got to run around. You've got to run the channels. You've got to be the wall. You've got to be the link player. You've got to fight the centre-backs. We don't play for a striker. And the only way Ten Hag's going to change that, or a new manager's going to change that, is by bringing in players that will. Because Ronaldo didn't get a lot of service. Martial didn't get a lot of service. Cavani didn't get a lot of service. In fact, the graveyard shift on this channel has been, I think we invented it 5 years ago. Rasmus has only been here a year. We don't create for a striker. We don't create the right sort of opportunities for a striker. That's just what we are. I mean, look, you'll get idiots who don't understand football saying, oh, it's 4 games without a goal for Rasmus, but there's no service there. Like number 14 says Rasmus is crap. You don't know football, mate. You're just a troll. Like you don't understand football. What do you want him to do to score goals if he doesn't get the ball to score goals? What do you want him to do? Run to the centre circle, take the ball off Bruno, and then try and run past 8 Coventry players and score? Look at Haaland against Real Madrid. No service. Look at Haaland against Arsenal. No service. People need to understand football. Like when people say that Erling Haaland's is crap in the big games, it's because they mark him out of the game. It's on everybody else's responsibility to get him into the game. It's on the coach to do that. Look, I'm not here to judge Coventry, but I think they showed us a lot of respect. I think parking the bus against us was very interesting, and they've shown us a lot of respect. I'd have been more worried if Coventry had played a higher line and gone at us. So I quite like the fact that they've done that. 2-0. We're not out of the woods yet. We've got a nice little buffer, but we're not out of the woods yet. That's not the Coventry I know from the Championship, by the way. They don't park the bus. Coventry don't play in the Championship by parking the bus and counter-attacking. They score a lot of goals. So they've obviously come into this game. I think the plan was Man United struggle against a low block, frustrate them, counter-attack, score. It's not worked. We've scored from a set piece, and then we've scored a good goal from the right. So I think they're going to come and have a go now. That will go one of 2 ways. We'll get the third and kill it, or they'll get one back and then it will get nervy. Would I make any changes? He won't make any changes. He won't make any changes, of course. But I would seriously be thinking about taking bringing Anthony on for Rashford around the 60-minute mark. He won't take him off at half-time. There's not really much point. We're 2-0 up. But we've also got a game on Wednesday. He might start looking at stuff like that if we get 3-0. But yeah, it's not been a good performance from Rashford again. I don't think anybody can pretend it is. He had a good shot at the end of the half, but look, he scored a worldie against Man City. He if you give Rashford time on the edge of the box or in the box to shoot, he's got a brilliant shooting technique. The problem is in football, you don't get that opportunity very often, so you've got to do everything else well. Rashford's always going to have a good shot on him, and he always will. People who say that Rashford's completely crap are idiots. He's got a fantastic shot on him. He's got a fantastic technique on him. But he hasn't had a good game again. I don't know why. I really don't. I had Rashford down to score today, and maybe he still will. But it's Coventry City. Like, a lot of people said that the Coventry City right back's good. But it's Coventry City. It's a championship team that's not going to get promoted. Like, would Mbappe play against Coventry City's left back and struggle? Would Anthony Gordon play against Coventry City's left back and struggle? Like, at some point, you've got to say the excuses need to be removed. You're not Forsen. You're not Alanga. You're not Ahmad. You're not potential. You're not, let's be patient. You are 300 grand a week, been here for years, meant to be our Son, meant to be our Salah, meant to be our Saka. And you're nothing like it. Like, how many more excuses can we make for below par performances? I don't think he's been shit, but at best it's been an average 6, hasn't it? And at what point are we going to cut through the crap and say, what game is he going to deliver in then? You know, are we going to wait for Burnley and Sheffield United at home? Why can't he deliver in these games? And he's had so much of the ball. So much of the ball. Like, he's had so much of it to put a good cross in, get a shot off, you know, work with Wan-Bissaka. So you can't argue that he's not had more than the ball. I would argue then, you know, he's probably, well, I can give you the facts. I'd say he's probably had a lot more of the ball than you would think. Villa are winning 2-1, by the way, now. Let's have a look where that would be. Okay, yeah, let's go here. I will tell you the stats at half-time in relation to our players. So let's have a look at touches in the first half. So Rashford's had 46 touches in the first half and Garnacho's had 27. Rashford's had more touches on the ball than Mainoo. In fact, only Wan-Bissaka and Bruno have touched the ball more than him. So he's had 46 touches. So he's had loads of the ball. No excuses. He's had 4 shots. More than anybody else. Garnacho's had 3. Rasmus has had 1. I don't remember that, unless it was that shot from the edge of the box. So he's had more shots than anyone else. He's had more touches than nearly everybody else. He's had 3 dribbles, which is more than anyone else apart from Garnacho. Yeah, so look, there's no excuse. It's not like he's not getting the ball. You know, sometimes, look, in the case of Rasmus, I'd defend him. He's not getting any service. In the case of a winger that's not getting the ball, I'd defend them. But there has to be more. There has to be more. DK says, was nervous, but as soon as I saw they were parking the bus and not pressing, I was confident. The second half will be more dangerous. We're not that good at counter-attacking anymore. Thank you very much, DK. I feel like now Coventry have nothing to lose. This second half, they'll come out properly, says Jay. Look, I agree with DK. I think that Coventry approach this game not the way they play. And if it had worked, Mark Robbins is a tactical genius, but actually it's helped us out. Hasino, welcome to the Members Club. You're a legend. Thank you very much. Isaac says, people who think Rashford's good are deluded. Delo is first half man of the match, says SK. I'd just like to see us get the ball down the right-hand side a bit more. I think Coventry are inviting it down the left-hand side. Marza says it's got a last-minute Coventry winner written all over it. So what, they're going to score 3 goals in the second half, are they? Come on. Casemiro and Maguire are playing well. Luke says, I'd sell Rashford. We cannot keep spending that amount of money on a player that doesn't pass and tries to take everyone and fails. And Scott says, how often do you go live on your main channel? Says Scott. What's my main channel? Can you call Jacob a prat? Says Niki. And also, Animesh says, I loved your videos on the referees on That's Football. I'd love to see you do a similar video on the Premier League teams and their collective failure in Europe this season. Thank you very much. Do you think Ten Hag will make subs earlier or at all with the current score lines? Is Edward 5. And Mark, what's for tea? Says Rare. I think I've got gammon, roast potatoes, carrots, broccoli. Yeah, looking forward to that. Should Casemiro adapt as a centre-back from now on? Says Juan. It's Coventry, mate. Like, I think football. Look, the way I watch football, and I think the way a lot of people watch football is I look at it over a bigger pool of evidence. Some people just run away with half a game or one game. You know, let's give McTominay a 5-year contract because he scored. Let's give Maguire another contract because he scored. Let's make Casemiro a centre back. This is Coventry. If this was Man City or Liverpool at Anfield, fine. But you know, there are levels to the game, and you know, for me, it's about winning this game, and the lads are doing a good job. But you know, could Casemiro do this against really good teams? Maybe he could, but there's still 45 minutes to go here. They're about to kick off. Welcome to Wembley, corporate Wembley. Look at the red seats. Always pisses me off. The reason those seats are empty is because they're all guzzling champagne and shoving prawn sandwiches up their arse and can't be asked to come out for the second half of a game of football. I mean, look, I've been corporate at games before, but I'd never be late for the second half because I love football. The amount of empty seats at the start of a game, it makes me want to cry. You never would have seen this. Never would have seen this in my day. In fact, when I was a kid and I used to go to the football, I wouldn't go for a piss at half time, no matter how desperate I was. I'd be like, no, I want to soak up the atmosphere. Yeah, I've done that one. Thank you very much. Right, second half's up and running. Make sure you give us a follow if you're on TikTok. Give us a subscribe if you're on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, we've got player ratings in the second half, and hopefully, we're going to see some positive player ratings today. I personally think every player against Coventry, there's no excuse for you not to have a good game. So let's hope that we get them all there. When did Sir Jim finish in the marathon mark, says Nikki? I don't know. I think he's at Wembley, though. Do you think increasing the pay of referees would incentive better quality candidates to join the profession and improve standards? Mad how little they are paid compared to players, says Donny Bravo. Oh, thanks. All right, Seb? Gareth says, I've done corporate for a few sports, no passion, couldn't stand it. The last time I went corporate was Man United against Aston Villa. We were 2-0 down. We should have been 3 or 4-0 down. And we ended up drawing 2-2. I can't remember what year it was, but if someone knows in the chat, by all means, have a look. It was Villa Park. It ended up 2-2. I think we equalised in the last 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure Vidic scored from a corner. Rashford again, taking too many people on. It's infuriating. Bruno, he's going to shoot. Oh, I scored one of them. He must have been watching my FIFA career mode. I scored one of them with Bruno. Carbon copy. I thought he'd done it. Oh, I tell you what. It's nearly the same as my career mode on Friday. Oh, it's so close. It's so close to being an absolute banger. Absolute banger that would have been. Yeah, anyway, went to this Villa game. It was corporate and it was actually really good. You get there about 2 hours before kickoff. You have like a 3-course meal. They have Soccer Saturday on. You can have pints and stuff like that. About 10 minutes before kickoff, they say you can go to your seats. You go to your seats. It wasn't a box. It was like a section, a bit like that. And then half time, you come in. You can have a pint and a few snacks, and then you go back out, and then afterwards you have another meal, a few more pints. It was good. But they make sure they get you out for the start of the second half and the start of the game. None of this bloody... Look at them, they're still not there now. We've nearly had 5 minutes and they're not back. But you know what? I'd happily do corporate if it was like Chelsea, Arsenal, I'd enjoy the game and not really give a shit. But if it's United, I'd rather just be. I'd rather be in control of it myself. I don't want to be. I like when I go to Old Trafford, and I haven't been for a long time, but I like to get there an hour before and just take it all in. I love the atmosphere. Here's Rashford. Come on. Coventry is starting to open up a little bit here. Rashford wins a free kick. Thanks for the follow, Wilson. There are other games going on in the Premier League, by the way. Let me just tell you the results. Everton beat Forest 2-0. Villa are 2-1 up against Bournemouth. No goals for Watkins today. It's Rodgers and Diaby. They were 1-0 down from a Solanke penalty. Crystal Palace are 5-1 up against West Ham. Mateta's got 2. Elise, Eze, Emerson own goal, and Antonio for West Ham. And it's 0-0 between Fulham and Liverpool, which has only just kicked off. Rangers are beating Hearts 1-0 as well. Don't you just love football when your team's winning? Rashford shoots from the free kick. I don't know what we were doing that free kick there. Bruno should put that cross in. You've got people like McTominay, Rasmus, Casemiro, Maguire, all good in the air. Whip the cross in. What do we do? 5-yard pass for Rashford to shoot from 30 yards. I mean, we really are the Rashford show, aren't we? Thanks for all the super chats. You can do that through the $sign. Clean's watching the Liverpool game. Loving the live mark, says Charles. Thank you very much, mate. I just like, you know what? There'll be United fans out there that are really quite pissed off because they want Ten Hag out. And I know who they are. And we all know who they are. But I love this. This is a novelty. I can't believe people would be bored with this. How many times have we been 2-0 up at half-time comfortable? How often do we get to sit and enjoy United being in a comfortable position? Not very often. Lovely play. Dalot, put him in. Wrong pass. Wrong pass. That should have gone to Garnacho. There's space here. Joey says, McTominay, Maguire wouldn't be in my long-term plans for United, but in the short-term, fair play. Could be putting themselves in the shop window as well, Joey. Used to respect City, but not anymore. Just a bunch of cheaters. Hope they get what's coming to them and get trophies stripped and relegated, says Angry Collins. Thank you very much. We will score again, Charlie. I think Coventry are starting to... Coventry look a bit shell-shocked to me. I don't expect us to have any Coventry fans in the chat. They'll all be at the match, but they still... Look at how many empty seats are still there. 7 minutes. Michael Pedley says, gutted tickets were only for season ticket holders. Well, it's probably a few thousand gone to fucking, you know, Hooray Henry's. It was shoving a bloody vol-au-vent in their mouth. Look at Garnacho. Every time. He's so smooth on the ball, Garnacho, isn't he? He just makes things happen. So smooth. Good tackle, Maguire. I've seen Forrest's Twitter statement. Yes, Big Doug. And I've done a video. I've retweeted it. Mourinho's watching Fulham, says Ronnie. No, the thing I like about Garnacho is, and I've seen it all game, and it's only Coventry, but he looks like it's only Coventry. Like, he's the player that goes, this is Coventry. And when he's on the ball, you can see he's a yard ahead of them because he's a higher level player. He's one of the few players we've got today who actually looks too good for this game. Like, he's just so smooth. He dribbles. He can pass. It's like he's a second quicker than everybody else, which is what should be happening. You know, the Championship is a good level, but the Premier League is a higher level. And how many of our players today have looked like they're a higher level? And I think Garnacho has. With all due respect, Coventry are awful, says Al. I feel bad for Coventry. They're better than this. They are better than this. Look, my assumption was that Coventry would play with no fear and play with a high energy. But I think when you play a low block, it's hard not to give the momentum to the opposition, isn't it? And maybe they have been a little bit rabbit in the headlights. Elizabeth, welcome to the Members Club. You're legends. Thank you very much. Rowan, thanks for the follow. Of course, it's a busy week this week as well. Premier League fixtures midweek. So loving having the football back. United could win 3 games in a row. Got Sheffield United and Burnley at Old Trafford and they're shit. So championship clubs all week. Back post, good play, Wan-Bissaka. I will lose it if Michael Oliver refs the final, says Mario Franco. I think they'd be stupid. I think it'll be. Right, I'm going to put a tweet out now. Will people like, if I put it out, it's a big statement. You've got to retweet it and back it, okay? All right, I've done it. At Mark Goldbridge. Look, you can criticise us, you can moan about it, but my heart's in the right place. It's always been about fans and what's best for football. People can hate on the United stand, they can say this, that and the other, but I've always been very consistent. I'm not scared to say what I think about being passionate. I'm not scared to say what I think about what's best for the game. And as much as I love Manchester United, I'll stick up for Wolves, I'll stick up for Forest, I'll stick up for Arsenal, I'll stick up for Liverpool in the face of shit officiating. I don't understand why Carragher and Neville won't. Is it because they work for Sky and they're all part of the same gravy train? I don't know. But read the fucking room. Fans are fed up of it, and fans will agree with Nottingham Forest. They will agree with Wolves. They will agree with Liverpool and Arsenal. We've had enough of it. Why are mainstream pundits sticking up for shit officials thinking they can influence fans just because they've played the game? It's disgusting. Make a fucking stand. Make a stand. Are you in the pockets of Sky and TNT and the PGMOL and everybody else? Gary Neville knows what's fucking right and wrong. Jamie Carragher knows what's right and wrong. Why are they following the corporate line? Why are they not sticking up for fans? Only they can answer that one. And if they think they are sticking up for the fans, then why are you terrified to have a chat with someone like me who will tell you they're talking out their arse and that the officiating is destroying the game? Anyway, let's get back to this game. But I've done the tweet. Give it a retweet. Love the show, Mark. Keep up the good work, says Chuck. Joe Harty says, McTominay always seems to find himself in scoring positions that Rasmus should be in. Do you think Rasmus needs better timing? Says Joe. No, Joe. I mean, I don't know what level of football you've watched and how long you've watched it for. The reason McTominay gets the space is because Rasmus is occupying the striker. Frank Lampard used to benefit from this with Drogba. If you are a midfielder that times your runs well into the box, you will pick up the space because the centre-backs are marking the striker. Goldbridge literally saving football, says AG. Well, listen to the podcast. It's out tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I'll be going in on all of that whatnot. Podcast is growing more and more by the day. It's a bit of a cult thing, but Goldbridge Saves Football on Spotify. Give it a listen every week. This is what we do. It's literally about talking about the issues in football. Here he goes. Garnacho again. Past one. Bruno, move it. Quick. Quick. Into Rashford. Now, what are you going to do, Marcus, here? This is where you can redeem yourself. Fucking hell. Well, Bruno ends up scoring, but Rashford fucked that up. Game over. 3-0. We're going back to Wembley. Lovely stuff. Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes. I mean, technically, it's probably an assist for Rashford. Maybe we should give him some credit here. But Bruno makes it 3. He starts it. He gets it wide to Rashford. Rashford, for me here, should be putting that cut back in. Tries to take someone on. Coventry player tackles Rashford. Then Bruno manages to make it 3. I would expect to see substitutions now. We've got a big game on Wednesday. And it deflects for Bruno as well. Get in, says Lewis Jackson. Yeah, it'd be nice to see getting some of the young lads on as well. Half an hour to go. 3-0. Oh, I feel sorry for Mark Robbins. They've been really... They've just not turned up, have they? I mean, I want it to be 6 or 7. I want it to be easy as possible, but... this has probably been our easiest game of the season, isn't it? And we played Sheffield United. Back-to-back FA Cup finals for Ten Hag as well. Yeah, good point. McTominay always have done that one from Joe Harty. Thanks for the follow, Isaac. Could Casemiro start for us at centre-back with a full squad? Well, the question you've got to ask yourself there, Jacob, is how good is Casemiro compared to Saliba, compared to Van der Ven, compared to Torres, compared to Botman, compared to Van Dijk? And the answer is nowhere near, is he? So if you want Man United to close the gap on the teams above them, and you're having a conversation about Casemiro playing at centre-back, then you're having the wrong conversation, aren't you? Rashford scoring will not sit anyone down anymore, says IQ. Could Mark, opinion on the FA Cup replays being got rid of, minnows being shafted? You're not going to like it, Marcus. I agree with FA Cup replays being binned off. Utrecht of Bourbonburg is a new member. I agree with it being binned off because we play too many games. Everton had 17 minutes extra time today, says HC. Chuck says, love the show, thank you very much. Feeding Rashford instead of Garnacho and Rasmus, what the fuck, says Motto. Carragher Pratt of the week, says AM. Well, I'll have to look at what their comments were, but we'll definitely bring it into the podcast, Goldbridge Saves Football, tomorrow. Is it me, or is Rashford bad today, says Mike B. I don't think he's been shit, but I wouldn't say he's any better than average. Like, for me, he's had too much of the ball to be shit. Wan-Bissaka, oh, unlucky. I mean, it's been a very easy game for United. If somebody told me this was going to happen last night, I'd have slept a lot better. This has been... You know when the draw came out and I got up and went, yes! Yes, get in! Coventry City, come on! This is what I expected. This is why I was celebrating, but I wasn't sure it would happen. Maguire! Oh, he could have had his second. Puts it over the bar. I think Garnacho's had a great game. I really do. I think Garnacho's had a great game. I don't know whether this is... Have you seen this? I don't know whether this is true. So apparently Gary Neville has said it's a horrendous statement by Forest. It's lets the proud history of them down. The inferred cheating, as suggested by a Luton fan being a VAR official, is absolutely ridiculous. Well, hello, Gary. Hello, Gary. Is the inferred issue that Michael Oliver didn't give a penalty to Liverpool that benefited Man City? didn't give a handball to Chelsea, which benefited Man City, didn't give Kovacic a red card, which benefited Man City, didn't give an offside that was blatantly offside against Fulham that benefited Man City, and on VAR gave a penalty to Man City that the on-field referee didn't give that was soft, that benefited Man City in a Manchester derby. You know what, Gary? You're meant to be the Prime Minister of football. That means that you're meant to be there for the fans. Like, you're way off. You're coming across as a corporate money grabber for Sky. Like, the inferred cheating is strong words, but this is how fans feel. So bad are the decisions at the moment. Well, who else is going to fight back against them? You know, it'll be because people listen to the overlap. People listen to Monday Night Football. They respect Neville and Carragher, as do I. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that they're towing the mainstream line and not that of the fans. Garnacho, I'd love to see Rasmus get some fucking service in the last few minutes. Look at him. You can see the frustration. I'll fucking love it. I feel like Kevin Keegan. I'm going to be Kevin Keegan. I tell you what, I'll fucking love it if for once, we actually create a chance for Rasmus. I will fucking love it if we, at some point between now and the end of the season, create a chance for our striker. Because it's fucking ridiculous that he's had one shot on goal since the international break. So I'll fucking love it if somebody actually creates something for our striker. Garnacho's coming off. Anthony's coming on. That's not going to please the chat. That is not going to please the chat at all. But maybe it's resting him for Wednesday. Here's why I disagree with stopping FA Cup replays, says PQ. They will only shove another poxy international game or overseas mid-season exhibition instead. You might be right. I mean, look, there's 8 games in the group stage of the Champions League, or whatever it is now. What's Ahmad got to do to get on the pitch, says Pete. I think he should be on soon. I don't think our players like each other very much. The body language on the field and reaction to scoring feels off. Garnacho looks frustrated. Chad, I've already called out what's going on with the officiating today. The lack of support for fans from the mainstream. I may as well complete the hat trick. Chad, if I speak, I'd be in trouble, but you're not far off. Let me just say that. Ronan, bring Ahmad on. Thank you very much. Mark, do you like men? Says Clinical. Well, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, I do, but not in that way. On the train back to uni, you've saved me in some dark moments, Mark. Thank you very much. Finally, a voice for fans. Keep doing what you're doing, says Daniel. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. 67 minutes to go. Abella on TikTok says, I think Rashford's got dirt on the manager. I think what he's probably trying to do, actually, is if I was Ten Hag, I'd do this as well. What you got to remember is Ten Hag loves Rashford. He loves Rasmus. He'll be keeping them on the pitch in the hope that they can get a goal. A confidence thing. Like, if you take Rashford off, he probably walks off. Let's say 2 players. If you take Rashford or Rasmus off, then they're probably going to walk off shaking their head, pissed off that they've not scored. So if you keep them on and they score a goal, it's good for their mentality. As long as we keep using inverted ringers, Rasmus won't get any service as butter. And Abby says, fans have got eyes. We can see Rashford isn't good enough. Our players have eyes too, says Abby. That's bullshit, Mark. These are pros. If you need to be bad on the pitch and cry to stay on for your confidence, might want to look for a new profession, says Stuart Walker. No, I'm just saying from what the manager's doing. Like, I've been in that position before where, certainly in the case of Rasmus, I would keep him on. Because I'd be thinking, he hasn't scored in a long time. And as a striker, you want him to score. So, look, I've got to be fair on that. I can see why Ten Hag is doing it. Whether I agree with it or not, I can see why. Good defending by Harry Maguire there. Fair play to those people who said 3 or 4-0, by the way. I said 2-0, so I'm completely wrong here. But Maguire and Casemiro have shown their experience. There's no doubt about that. I feel a bit sorry for Coventry, but not really. But what I mean by that is it's a lovely day out for them and they've just had nothing from it. Like, if they lost like 5-2 and it was a cracking game and they played really well, you can take that. But they've just had nothing to show for it, have they? Oh, okay. Fucking hell, that's getting clipped. For fuck's sake. They've just scored. Why do I do it? I don't know why I bother. I really don't know why I bother. I don't even believe in fucking jinxes or fate or an almighty footballing god. But sometimes I genuinely think, what the fuck's going on? Is this the Truman Show? Like, I feel like it's the Truman Show. Because I say something sympathetically for a team that's travelled a long way and then they instantly get a goal. I'm living in the Matrix. And it's a fucking good goal as well. Unbelievable. You couldn't buy that. You couldn't buy that. Unbelievable. Well, 20 minutes to go. Eriksen's come on for Mainu. Again, not the subs I'd be making. The laptop said Garnacho was tired, says Dave. Someone needs to show Rashford the Dele Alli Jose video and point out he's in danger of becoming Dele Alli, says Richard. Mark, put out another tweet on Garnacho, says IQ. That's bullshit, Mark, says Stuart Walker. If they get another goal back, we're in trouble. Good play, Casemiro. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Good play, Anthony. Oh, Rasmus has took a knock there. He's all right. Hopefully he's all right. Well, there he is, Sims. He was on the thumbnail. A lot of people said he's a half-decent player. Villa are 3-1. Well, Villa won 3-1, by the way. Kevin Doug says we make a change and we concede. Look, it's never smooth with Man United. It's never smooth running, is it? Jinx Brigg is always real, says Zach. Eric Ten Hag is going to push Garnacho to Real Madrid, says Joshua. We are in a simulation, says John. Robert says, I was just bantering Coventry and they score. Why is it always when you banter them, for God's sake? Says Robert. Sympathise again so we can have a cracking match, says Dante. I'm not going to sympathise with Coventry. I mean, they've literally, they've got their moment now, haven't they? All those fans have got their moment now. They've got a reason to travel. Well, look, for me, the subs are wrong. The justification for the subs, we don't know. Well, maybe Garnacho's not fully fit. Maybe Mainu's carrying a knock. But what's not in question is the drop-off from the subs going off is massive. And I don't really understand why Ahmad's not coming on at all again. I mean, what's Rashford's position here as well? He's decided to go up front. Mainu or Garnacho, says Pakistan. I don't do that sort of stuff, mate. It doesn't. I'm a Manchester United fan. I don't do that. I don't get that. I wouldn't ask a Liverpool fan, Salah or Jota. I don't get that. This is one of the big problems in our fan base, like, you know, pitting our own players against each other, which causes the division and causes the toxicity. You can say an individual player is not good enough for Manchester United, but we shouldn't be doing those sort of either-ors. I don't get it. I think Ten Hag is more scared of a grumpy Rashford than a grumpy Garnacho. He might find out he's wrong when Garnacho signs for a better team, says Michael. Name a left winger at any club that offers less than ours, says Wayne List. Thanks for the follow, Asher. Player ratings are coming out, by the way. Let me get that. Now, here's Rashford. Where are you going to go? Offside. Nowhere. You're going nowhere. Right, links in the video description for player ratings, or you can go to theunitedstand.com. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, star for your man of the match. Apparently Ahmad is injured, says John. He is on the bench though, isn't he? Maybe actually, you know what, if he's carrying a knock, you wouldn't bring him on, would you? You see, this is what I mean. You've got to be fair, haven't you? You have got to be fair in your criticism sometimes, and say that you don't know whether it's even worth. All I'm asking for is one good chance for Rasmus. If he finishes it, we can say he should have done better. But I mean, Anthony cutting in there and shooting, it's so weird. It's so weird how every winger we've got, I mean, even Garnacho does it sometimes, just doesn't want to play the ball into the box quickly. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. I can't fucking speak. They've scored again. It's like, I can't believe it. They've literally scored again. He's hit it. It's deflected up over him. It's like the 1990 World Cup. Paul Parker deflects it over Peter Shilton. 3-2. This is what I mean. It's never bloody comfortable for when you're a Man United fan. It's about as comfortable as when you've shit yourself. Cold shit in your pair of pants. It's just horrible. I mean, it deflects off the back. It's Paul Parker against Peter Shilton in the Italia 90. Deflects off the back of Wan-Bissaka over the head of Onana. Nothing Onana can do. Complete fluke. You couldn't do that if you tried to do it 10 times in a row. What can you say about that? You can't even moan about Wan-Bissaka should have done better. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Onana should have saved it. It's just pure and utter bad luck. But the problem is, since the substitutions at 3-0, the tempo has disappeared. Since Garnacho and Mainu has come off, we've absolutely fell apart. We might not be going to Wembley. We might be going out. They've got probably 15 minutes to get an equaliser. Oh, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. This is why we need to score 5 goals, says SK. Prediction for the final, Man City to win 3-0. Sam, we're not in the final yet. Pete says he can't do it anymore. Mark, can we bring Pogba back, says Fry. Des says, what about Garnacho's mentality being taken off for Rashford? Why does no one pass to Rasmus? It's obvious, says Matt. Ahmad must be thinking, what did I do wrong? Well, we've been playing with 10 men all game, and he took the wrong person off and took us down to 9. Fucking hell. This is not meant to be happening like this. Ten Hag sub strikes back. Can't make this up, says Kaif. Whether we like it or not, if you're not getting knocked out from 3-0 up, then Ten Hag's a goner, says Jim Jones. Mate, whether we'd lost 1-0, he'd be a goner. That's a yellow card. Yeah. This isn't as fun as I thought it'd be, says Uncle Drew. We never make it easy. We never make it easy. The drop-off after that first sub is... It's like when we played Wolves at Molineux. We were brilliant for 60 minutes. He made the subs and we fell off. Oh my God. So Jim Radcliffe sat with the Glazer. I mean, have you ever seen a more uncomfortable couple? It's like Ian Beale on a date with bloody Margot Robbie. The odd couple. Your 5-2 mate might come to life, Mark, says C4. This club will be the death of me. Ten Hag is disgusting. Got to go, says Cal. Let me explain. Delo overlapped and Anthony chose to cut in and we lose the ball and they counter. Delo can't get back in time. We can't progress if we lose the ball in those situations. Well, I was literally just talking about it, Sharath Kmath, wasn't I? This obsession with our wingers to be selfish. SK says, why does it always rain on me? Well, let's hope we can get a corner here. We've got some good people in the air. Rahul says it started with Rashford pulling out of a tackle and Anthony's shot. Come to think of it, this is our level, championship. How is Rashford still on the field, says Hussein. Ian Carlton said the club will be the death of me. Chris Lee says, what is Onana doing? I don't think Onana can do anything there, mate. I genuinely don't. I think the deflection, if we had Ben Foster here, I think he'd say there's not a lot you can do. It's a ricochet deflection with a loop. Unless you're on your line, you're not going to do that, and you wouldn't be on your line in that position in that corner. I think that goes in with anybody in goal. Rashford got to come off. Ten Hag asking to be sacked, says Jason. Corner for Coventry. Spooky says, what a journey. This club gives me so much anxiety. Thanks for the follow, big dude. Mark, I want a signed copy of your book, but I live in the US. Is there a way I can get it signed? If you know someone in the UK, yeah, get them to order it from WH Smith and then get him to ship it out for you. The attack ends here, says Daki. Corner to Coventry. Well done. below. If it goes 3-3, we're in big trouble. We've got to get over the line here. We've got to defend this out. Because they've got momentum. Jim looking on. What have I invested in, says Joe Wright. Good header, Maguire. Well up, Rasmus. Oh my God, what a save by Onana that was. Whoo! What a save. I mean, I think it was a great save. It looked very good. Let's have a look at it back. Good volley. Yeah, good save. Yeah. There's so much power on it. I mean, is it a good save? Is it straight at him a little bit? Let me have a look. I thought it was going in the corner. Maybe it was a bit cameras, to be fair. I'm not going to go over the top. It's a good save. Mainu should never have come off, says Gold Star. Never understand this subs and Rashi love, says Ashish. It's weird. Look, I don't want to... I think we talk about Rashford way too much and it gets a little bit boring. But, like, I do feel like Ten Hag is almost... If he did get the sack and he had dropped and subbed Rashford off, would he have got the sack? It almost feels like that, you know? I thought it was a wonderful save, but when you see it on replay, it is more or less straight at him. Either way, the way our look's been going, it probably at least didn't go in the top corner. See, McTominay scores a goal, but it's a good run from him here. But I think he's been quite quiet apart from that, hasn't he? I haven't really noticed him. Siegfried, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. What we got? 4 minutes of normal time here. Dear. 'Nick P says, I went downstairs to make a tea. What's going on? We're intolerably shit. Jay Wood says, I didn't want to start drinking early. I don't know what's happened here, says Bot. Did Eric Ten Hag balls drop after the last season, says Bot. Well, the midfield doesn't work. Bruno, Ericsson, McTominay is... I mean, if I was Ten Hag, is there not somebody you could bring on for Rashford who actually defends? Because all you got to do now is defend for 5 minutes. Footy Elf, thanks for the super chat. It's not 3-3. Right, Bruno on the break. Here we go. Play him in. Just... Oh, Rasmus, that was your chance. Should have hit that with his right foot. That I'll say that there was nothing wrong with that ball from Bruno. That was a chance. Good play by Onana. Yeah, he knows. He knows. Two minutes of normal time. Just don't want Coventry to get a good chance. Here we go. Into the box. Cutback's good. Good tackle by Delo. You've got to follow it up. You've got to follow up. Another deflection. Goal kick. Mother of God. I don't know. I don't know. What can you say? It's ridiculous. That's the only word I can think of. I'm trying to think of a word to describe this game, and ridiculous is just about as much as I can say. You're cruising towards an FA Cup final, and then inexplicably just don't do the professional thing and get the job done. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner if you're tuning in. Six minutes. Not quite Premier League, but... Right, here's Rashford. Run it, run it. Tackled, got the ball well. Now they're in down the right-hand side. No. Fucking hell. This shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be this tense. We were 3-0 up. I don't see how Rashford's got injured there. I mean, he's in the air. He gets the player gets the ball. I don't think there's any contact. He must have twisted his ankle when he landed or something. If Coventry can break down our defence, then who else can, says Channel E. The mentality of this side is hard to even describe, says Corey Lineker. Ranić only one with the courage to bench Rashford. We can never forget how the club let the media crush him with leaks and sacking, says Estebanan. Trying to make Rashford be the image of this team will be the end of United, says Cabs. And Eric Ten Hag, in-game decisions have been poor. Would like to see another manager, but the timing isn't good, says Andre. Thank you very much, Michael Gallagher. You know what? I was really enjoying this game at 3-0. Sunday afternoon, cup of tea in hand, 3-0 up. Looking forward to a roast dinner tonight. Maybe watch a film later. Start of the new week tomorrow. Romano's on at 1:30. Talk about transfers. Game on Wednesday night. Get a couple of wins. Get higher up the league. FA Cup final to look forward to. And he's given a penalty. Fuck off. I just don't believe it. I just do not fucking believe it. How's that a penalty and Grealish isn't? How the fuck is that a penalty in an FA Cup semi-final and Grealish isn't? Are you having a fucking laugh? It's like a 2 metre gap. Tell me football's not corrupt. Tell me football's not corrupt. How can that be a handball and Grealish wasn't? Are you having a fucking laugh? He's hit his arm in a natural position. They're having a fucking laugh. Gary Neville, watch that and stick up for the PGMOL now. It's fucking ridiculous, mate. That's a joke. How is that a penalty and Grealish wasn't? It's disgusting. That is disgusting. I'm writing the tweet now. How is that a penalty and Grealish wasn't? It's just corrupt. Pure bollocks. That's just nonsense. This game is... The whole game of football is a fucking joke. We are living in the Matrix. How can he give a penalty when Wan-Bissaka is in a natural position and the ball hits his hand? And then in another FA Cup semi-final, in the same tournament, Grealish is in the box, jumping with his arm out. The ball goes about 20 metres, hits him on the arm, no penalty. Why is VAR not? This is why VAR's a joke. This is why VAR's fucked. Because VAR should be saying, we can't really give that. Because in the same tournament yesterday, we didn't give it in the same penalty box, in the same half. We can't do it. We've got to overrule it. No, let's fucking give it. It's a disgrace, man. And they've scored. Fucking disgrace, that. Absolute disgrace. Fucking... You know what? If it was a penalty for Grealish yesterday, that's a penalty. And I think both are penalties, by the way. Let me just be honest. I think both are penalties. But where I step in is, how can you give that one in the same competition but not give it in the same competition yesterday? It's just not right. It's just not right. And how we bottled a 3-0 lead, you know, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And you know, I said before the game, it's on the players if we blow this. To be honest, Ten Hag has messed this up. One substitution he got wrong. The catalyst to this was taking Garnacho off, who was doing nothing wrong and actually making a big difference, and leaving Rashford on, who is about as useful as a wheelie bin with no wheels. The catalyst was taking Garnacho off. You don't take off the player that is basically the player that's making things happen. Whether it's 3-0 or not, you don't do that. Unbelievable. Well, it's not, you know what? It's not unbelievable. Rashford needs to fucking come off. Look at him. It's Saka part 2. He's doing a fucking Saka now. Oh my God. Get Rashford off. Fucking get him off. He's hobbling. Get him off. I can't believe this is going to extra time. I told you. I said at half time. Don't fucking think this game is over. My fucking God. Yeah, Rashford's gone. Look, to be honest with you, if that's a season ender, it's sad, but if Ten Hag's not going to take him off, fucking hell. I still think that penalty is a disgrace, by the way. You know, if you're interested in football, how that got given and Grealish didn't is just incredible. In the same tournament. Fucking hell, they're nearly in one-on-one there. We need extra time desperately here. I mean, Eriksen's been about as useful as a bag of cement as well. Oh, you know we're going to lose. We need extra time massively here. Wake the fuck up, lads. This is self-sabotage of the highest degree, and I'm convinced Rashford has an American contract with guaranteed minutes. There's no other explanation, says Rail. Are United the new Spurs, says Ghost Hunter. I mean, I want the referee. Why won't the referee blow up for extra time? Because they could win this still. Well done, Ahmad. Well done, Ahmad. Why is this kid not starting for United? Get the ball. Give the ball to Ahmad. Fucking hell. It's just... in 30 seconds, Ahmad's had a better game than Rashford. Like, you couldn't write it. My chest. Oh, mate, tell me about it. You know what we need to do now? Have a big fucking chat in extra time. Take a deep breath. How has he added 9 minutes? Why have we got 4 minutes on top of 6? What happened? Am I missing something here? What happened? Why has he added another 4 minutes? Jurgen Klopp's just gifted 10 memberships. Every time that Glazer just looks to me like somebody who doesn't know what's going on. Why is this referee not blowing up? Yeah, he's blown up now. Right, get over to the manager, have a fucking chat with him, and fucking sort this out, because we should not be in this situation. We shouldn't be in this situation at all. Their first goal was good. Their second goal was jammy. And their third goal, well, ow, that's a penalty and Grealish isn't, I'll never know. That was one of the penalties that wasn't given during every... Well, I don't know what that is. Sorry, I'll read that one. Eric Ten Hag makes disastrous substitutions and makes the team fall back when in the lead, says Mr. Dude. Thought you were already in the final, Goldie. No, I never said that. No, I never said that, Ozzy. You're absolutely wrong. I didn't say that. Rashford injury could be the best thing that happened to Man United, as all if. Bart says, this was one of the penalties that wasn't given during the everyone game, Mark. Absolute corruption in this league, says Bart. James, thank you very much. Are they throwing the manager under the bus, says Nikhil. And Casemiro off, McTominay centre-back, Mount on... Well, Mount's not on the bench, Sean. We've got no senior player on the bench now. They're all kids. He's brought Ahmad on, he's brought Anthony on, he's brought Eriksen on. So the rest of them are all kids. Yeah, we've got no... There's nothing on the bench now. We've got to go with what we've got. Yeah. And Coventry have got momentum. I mean, we've only had 4 shots on target each. So actually, a draw on those stats probably doesn't look as if it's that unlikely. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube. Bottom right-hand corner, we're about to go into extra time. And if you're on TikTok, give us a follow. Incredible. But actually, you know what? I was ready to go on the match reaction, and the title was going to be ridiculous, and that was 3-2. So I think that if I sit here and say, you know, I'm speechless, I'm not. I don't think any Man United fan's speechless. We are capable of doing anything, absolutely anything. There's nothing that we can't do. It's the story of the season, and it always comes back to the players. But the big mistake that Ten Hag has made there, and there has to be something sinister behind it. I mean, obviously the manager will always fall on his sword, but if you've been watching Man United for the last few weeks, you wouldn't start Rashford, let alone sub off Garnacho and keep Rashford on. You just wouldn't do it. And the catalyst for that going wrong was taking Garnacho off at 3-0. Garnacho was getting the ball, he was dribbling, he was playing the little one-touch passes, and Coventry couldn't really keep hold of us having the possession. As soon as Garnacho came off, Anthony's done fuck all. Rashford's not improved. That substitution, and Mainu as well, we lost control in the midfield there. So those 2 substitutions, why they've happened, I don't know. Maybe they are carrying injuries, I don't know. But those 2 substitutions. And in fairness, Eriksen for Mainu, why are we paying Eriksen if he can't play against Coventry? Like, it's Coventry. Anthony, it's Coventry. Like, those 2 players should be coming on. Rashford will get the blame, of course he will. But, you know, Eriksen and Anthony should be playing better than that. Ahmad's only been on for a couple of minutes and he's shown his quality. And also, I think Bruno's held onto the ball for too fucking long. Again. Like, everyone wants to take an extra touch. Does Mark, you got more people watching than fans in Wembley. Head up, pal. I didn't realise that. Fucking hell, 90,000. Thanks for watching. Mark, my mate Corey is more depressed, says Connor. Thanks for the follow, Dave and Elliot. Doesn't run or put any effort in for 90 minutes and fakes an injury, says Julian. I thought we had Saka playing on the wing when Rashford was hobbling back there. Even if we win, I want Ten Hag gone. I'm not interested in the Ten Hag stuff at all. Ask terrible management, says Tyron. I'm Ten Hag in, but these subs have got to improve. It's CGR. I think we need to know why he keeps Rashford on the pitch all the time. There's across the whole season, there is a body of evidence that he's not very good. And is it in his contract? Like, we need to know the answer to this now. Like, Ten Hag needs to be asked a direct question in a press conference, and it goes like this. Marcus Rashford was player of the season last year, and there's no doubt there's a talented player there. But consistently across this season, he's not been good enough. The players are frustrated with his, what appears to be lack of efforts on the pitch. He's not scoring, he's not performing, he's not passing, and yet you're picking him every week. You don't sub him off. Is it in his contract? Are you being forced to pick him? What is it? You said you would call out Ten Hag if you made the wrong sub, says James, which I have. Writing on the wall, says Glenn. Thank you very much. Jordan White. Look, I think a lot of people are getting angry and frustrated. If we score the winner, you're going to get very excited again. So look, it's half an hour now. It's extra time. Welcome to the Members Club, Michael Cornish. We've got to dig deep here. And look, we can't come out of this day without a fucking FA Cup final appearance. It would be unbelievable. And if he loses to Coventry, he will lose his job, by the way. He will. I said that yesterday. I said it last week. You can't lose to Coventry City in the FA Cup semi-final. With respect to Coventry, you can't do it. You certainly can't do it when you were 3-0 up. Ahmad's on the right at the moment. He's looked good since he came on. Oh, fuck off, Anthony. It's a 50-50. Go and fucking put your foot in, mate. Jumping out of 50-50s in a red shirt. Go fuck yourself. Come on. Put a bit of fucking... What? I can't, you know, Roy Keane's with me on this one. I can't deal with that. 50-50 challenge and you're ducking out of it. Fucking hell, come on. Put a fucking shift in, mate. Keeping Rashford on for Garnacho is shocking, says Envy. Devil says Rashford was faking an injury. Well, we don't know that for sure. Ericsson looks way off the pace. Ericsson is done, says Gutch. Decision making is baffling by the manager. I think it's to do with contracts, Mark, in relation to Rashford. Come on, Coventry. Oh, I don't want any of that on here. Liverpool are 1-1 at half time, by the way, if you're interested. I'm not. Bruno, stop slowing it down. Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, I genuinely despair at some of these players. Just play the simple pass, for God's sake. Think Ten Hag is looking for a massive payoff, says 58 Go. New Era Gaming, thank you very much. Weekend Getaway says, to be honest, we've got a game on Wednesday, so he should be resting his best player, so I don't think anything was wrong with the changes. We need Garnacho for that, says Weekend Getaway. Yeah, but we also need to be in the FA Cup final, mate. Manchester's blue, says Manchester Blue. Would he be sacked tonight, says Ryan? They don't normally do it on a Sunday night. It'd be tomorrow, I think, if it was going to happen. I prefer not to speak, says keeping Rashford on for this amount of time isn't doing Rashford any good. If this goes to penalty, who are your kick takers, says Ryan. Eric says, I don't think the subs are wrong when you're 3-0 up. If you take the 3-0, we all say it's good sub. Let's rest for Wednesday. Players just can't get it right, says Eric. Well, look, what I will say is the second goal is a complete and utter fluke. And the third goal, as much as it is a penalty, it's infuriating because if you're not going to give the Grealish one in the same tournament, in the same ground, in the same semi-final, in the same penalty box, why a VAR not stepping? I mean, that's the idiocy of VAR for me, is that the referee on the pitch can do what he wants, but VAR should step in and say that what a terrible ball that is by Anthony. I mean, he's having a shit game as well. The VAR should step in and say, in all fairness, we didn't give the Grealish one, so we shouldn't give that one. Rasmus, here's Ahmad. Lays it off. Come on. Oh! Bruno's hit the bar. Fuck off. He's hit the bloody bar. Casemiro running like he's shit himself here. Oh my God. And people want him to play at centre-back. And it's gone out for a goal kick. I don't know whether Bruno could have hit this any better, really. It's virtually gone in the top corner. Oh, he's curled it as well. It's just hit the underside of the bar. Yeah, fuck off. Mark, this is the game we needed to really see lack of player intensity and poor selections. Players' mentality is on display, says Channel. Do you think penalties are the best chance? I think we can win it without penalties. Imrano says, Ten Hag said yesterday his job is to win games and create economic value. Do you think this is why he keeps trying Rashford? Daniel says, Maguire's my man of the match. The game would be over without him. I think at 3-0 I'd have given it to Delo or Garnacho. Donny Bravo says, why are you so angry? It's only a game. You're not a fan of football, are you, Donny? I started watching United in the relegation season. There was more desire and will to win in that side than this. We will never do anything with Rashford or Bruno. Sorry if that upsets some, says Albod. Thank you very much, mate. We've got 2 feet in the final, says Dave. I did tweet 2 FA Cup finals in a row and people want the manager sacking. I've just seen it. Caught in 4K. So, yeah. I can't delete it. Somewhat there. It will have been screenshotted. I've played the game. Somebody said quickly delete it. It's too late. Someone will have screenshotted that the minute, even at 3-0, they'd have gone. There's people out there that screenshot people's tweets on the off chance. You put it in your recycle bin if you don't need it. I don't even need a stretch. I just want to have a little bit of a walk. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you for free. I can't do a penalty shootout. Not against Coventry City. It's like having a penalty shootout against Seb. Like, I have to win. Like, if I win, people will go, he's only 6. If I lose, you get absolutely embarrassed for the rest of your life. It's not a penalty shootout I want. I don't want a penalty shootout against Coventry because it's not. It's like France having a penalty shootout against bloody Luxembourg. And I'm not disrespecting Coventry. They deserve a penalty shootout. What I'm saying is we should be beating them. Especially from 3-0 up. Before the game, you can give them a little bit more respect. But from 3-0 up to go to a penalty shootout... Phew, Keith says Onana would be better than most of our midfielders and attackers. Go on, Ahmad. At least he tries. Where's McTominay? I forgot McTominay. You know what? I genuinely forgot Scott McTominay was on the pitch. He's absolutely brilliant at just not being involved. Well done, Rasmus. Very well done. Brilliant ball. Ahmad, don't pass. Oh, he hasn't. He should have passed. What? Why is Chris... What are you shooting for from 30 yards out when there's a player a yard away and it fucking hits them? What's happened to Ericsson? Fucking hell. What the fuck is that? We get on the edge of the box with good work and he fucking shoots. Absolute imbecile football. The games are on the players, not Ten Hag. Consistently, we're in winning positions and these players lose focus and bottle us to 757. Do you feel sorry for Coventry fans? Big day out, Mark. No, God, Oliver, don't talk to me about it. There's like a whole fucking reel of shit I will get if we go out. And it's not even my fault. Vagabond says, let's enjoy this Ahmad performance before he gets benched for the next 6 to 8 games. Rom says, switch sides to City like I did. Stamina lacking throughout the squad. Second half is always a different game with United, says Novak. Thanks for the follow, EJ Boss. DZNO, I am reading it. I'm looking at it right now. Navi, thanks for the follow as well. Are any of our penalty takers wearing pink boots, says Gaudi? Today's my birthday. Do I laugh or cry? Says Sohil. Well, hopefully you'll be laughing, but... can't guarantee it. Yeah. All those people saying you'd keep Scott McTominay next season. Are you saying the same now? Apart from the goal, I didn't realise he was on the pitch. I'd love him to get another one. God, it's exhausting. Thanks, James, for the follow. Still 4 minutes of this first half of extra time left. We should be in the rack. Yeah, I thought that. We should be on the match reaction now. Just about to do the player ratings, talking about an FA Cup final. Yeah. And here we are in extra time. If Erik Ten Hag gets sacked if we lose, then maybe many of the players need to be shown the door and named and shamed by the club, says Somya. Yeah, it won't happen though, will it? New manager comes in, everyone gets a second chance. But it won't be a second chance, it'll be a 5th chance or something. There we go. Oh, ref, you're fucking rubbish. McTominay's had enough as well. Someone should interview McTominay now and say, where have you been for the last 90 minutes? Because you're amazing at just completely disappearing. I mean, it's another new, well, young player for Manchester United, Forsen. But how does that work? He's a winger. So now Ahmad's going into the midfield. Ineos stopped a full sale, making them accountable for these players, hanging Ten Hag out to dry while they ponder on decisions like the Glazers did, says Nate. Well, He's sat with the Glazer. I mean, Joel and Sir Jim are sat next to each other. They've shown it multiple times. I said that this morning. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how that works. He's literally sat next to Abraham Glazer. Manchester United are a decade away from being a top 4 side. Need to ditch so many players, says N. Can't imagine how games and Mainu feel. Garner and Mainu feel on the bench, says Kanyai. Rashford's not on the pitch anymore, says. Good block. Skin, I can't read that chat out. I don't put that in my mouth. And United are dead on their feet, says Pete Phillips. Would United be better if Rashford was done for a year, says Tyler. Tim says he's tried to stick up for Ten Hag, but genuinely wonder what he drills then into them in the third. Carl says he might be looking for a payout from Ajax. I couldn't give a shit if it's Abraham or Joel. I said Abraham anyway. There's no difference between the two, is there really? A Glazer is a Glazer to Manchester United. Lay it off to Bruno. And again. Oh, corner. Yeah, corner. Man United will never succeed with the Glazers there, says Sebastian. Good save by the keeper. Good shot by Thorson. Bruno, come on. Come on, Maguire. Terrible, terrible. Anthony with the shot. He's cleared it. Anana could have done better and should have done for the second goal, says Sanj. I don't think so. It loops up off the back. I mean, I'll watch it again later, but I don't think he can do any better, really. Oh, I just want a hot bath. I want to go to bed. I haven't even had a drink. I'm knackered. It's like having 10 pints. I'm ready for bed now. Give me my food. I'm drained. They're exhausting to watch, Manchester United. It's hard enough doing 90 minutes. Don't care about opinions. If Ten Hag is sacked, this result is unacceptable. Rashford and Eriksen have no place in this squad, says Tom. Deep, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Yeah, they've just shown a good clip there. I think Hamad should have played Bruno in or played in Anthony. Just held on to it for too long. I can't wish United to lose like some people are asking for Ten Hag to go. I really wish we could scrap this out, says Shiem. I can't face losing this game. I really can't. I can't face it. I can't deal with it. I said it this morning. I just can't explain the low of losing this. And anybody who's got the energy after this game to start, screaming and shouting Ten Hag out, fair play. I just can't. I'm just going to go in a cave and just lick my wounds. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. It would be... It's more the fact that the season's over if we lose. Like, the fact that there is no tomorrow. There is nothing to look forward to. It would just be devastating. I'm not interested in I told you so or this, that, and the other. I just want to win the game and dissect it tomorrow or whatever. But It's shocking, really. Oh look, we do have fans out there that love the fact that this has happened. They pretend that they want to win, but really, I think there is that I've told you so. You know. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube. Give us a follow if you're on TikTok, like David. Thank you very much for that. We're only 100 subscribers away from 852,000. Click that subscribe button, bottom right-hand corner. People are asking me who takes the penalties. I can't deal with penalties. Well, I'll have to. I mean, I'm not going to quit. Imagine if I quit the stream and don't do penalties, but I don't want to do it. It'll be massively uncomfortable. $15 minutes to penalties. I mean, look, I guarantee you every neutral would love a Coventry goal, but a lot of people will be looking forward to a penalty shootout. I just don't see. We lose either way. If we go to penalties and we win, people will say, ha, 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 Coventry took you to penalties. If we lose on penalties, it will be like losing the game. I've criticised Bruno a lot, but he's probably the only one I'd keep, says Gareth. Really hope the reason Ten Hag keeps playing Rashford is to put pressure on the higher-ups of the club that want to keep him because of brand Rashford to sell him, says Luster. Maybe a loss will be a good thing and we don't make Europe. We'll force the club to sell overpaid rubbish, says Scottish. Camera keeps panning to Avram Glazer in the crowd, looking like he needs another top-up of human blood, says Echosphere. And Anson said, Roy Keane just said Ahmad's not good enough. You do wonder what they're watching, don't you? I mean, how can you watch Rashford and then say that Ahmad's not good enough? Go on, Maguire. How can he do that 110 minutes in? Still out, play on. Corner. Is that a corner? Fair play to Maguire here. Corner. Come on, that's got to be a corner. Surely gets a hand on it. Yeah. I'll tell you what, if Maguire scores this... Ericsson, crap cross. Anthony, lay it off. Go on, whip it in, whip it in, whip it in, whip it in. Another corner. Come on, come on. Heem says, supporting the team is not good for my heart. How the fuck have they bottled this? It's frustrating. Ericsson, cross comes in. Oh, they're going to clear it now. Good tackle. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't want penalties. I don't want penalties. Stop letting him slow the fucking game down, ref. No, it's not a penalty, that. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Oh. I didn't think it was a penalty. I didn't. Honestly. I would love it if it was, but I didn't think it was. I mean, he was doing his best impression of Superman, but... yeah, I don't think it was. It seemed to hit him there as well. 3 a.m. in Australia and I've got school, says Jack. You can have the day off. Take the day off, mate. You'll sleep through till midday after this. It's exhausting. Rasmus going for the shot. Probably should have passed it. Oh my God. They're on the break. Casemiro gets the block in. Just no players back at all. Look. If that ball had gone through the middle, they'll score. We've got no pace at the back. I feel sick. I feel absolutely sick. I feel so sick. How do people not feel sorry for us? You should all feel sorry for us. It's horrible. Corner to Coventry. Doesn't look good. Right. Still got 10 minutes here, lads. Surely we're going to get a big chance. I want to just pass the ball. I genuinely think if we pass the ball, that's better. Right, pass it into feet. Oh, here we go. Hollywood pass. Why is it always a Hollywood pass? Just fucking... We're tired. Keep the fucking ball. And now they're in. If they score from this, you can blame the fucking captain and his Hollywood pass. Oh, thank God for that. Why is he Hollywood passing in the fucking 110th minute of the game when there's so much space? The key to win this game is play the simple pass forward. That's all you got to do. Use the ball. Make it do the work. Everyone's tired. Eric says, I've just broke up with a girl and my cat died last week. If United lose, I'm going to go under, says Eric. This is awful for my mental health, says SK. Years and years of this. What a ball by Ericsson. Come on, use the ball. Use the ball. That's it. Play simple passes, please. Probe, probe, probe. Good ball into Delo. Oh, Anthony. Pass, pass, pass. Bruno. Oh, ref, come on. He's not giving the foul. Is he having a fucking laugh, this referee? Is he having a fucking laugh? Is this ref on drugs? Who is this ref? That's a foul. Absolute shit. People saying it was a good tackle. Hello, it's 2024. It's been about 30 years that you can get the ball and the player. I can't do penalties. I am talking to myself now. Well, technically I'm talking to myself all the time, but there is a live chat. But I'm genuinely just talking to myself now. This is like the definition of slowly just losing your marbles, I think. I can't do penalties. What is Bruno doing now? Are you playing on or are you coming off? I think he's broke his wrist. Good ball into Rasmus. Where are you going? Oh, fuck. We've got no midfield. Well done, Forster. No, that's it. That's it. Tackle him. Oh, Wan-Bissaka, just fucking pass it, mate. Anthony, look for the pass. Ahmad. Tired shot. This is going to penalties. Hector says, can you give a shout out to the Gomez family? They always ask why I watch the games with you. I answer it's the watching the game with friends, says Hector. Big shout out to you. Do you think Man United manager needs to go? Angry, I couldn't give a shit about the manager stuff. I'm watching Manchester United in an FA Cup semi-final. The manager stuff will be solved in about 20 minutes time. I'm not responsible for it. So your manager stuff can fuck off for 20 minutes. Like, if you're sat there obsessing about what's happening with the manager, I don't get it. Like, I'm watching my club slowly disintegrate in front of my eyes, praying that we can somehow find a win that we had half an hour ago. Ayanda, hope you're doing well. Liverpool are winning 2-1 against Fulham, by the way. Oh, they've just hit the bar. They've just hit the bar. I mean, I don't know what we're doing here. Defensively, Eriksen bottles a tackle. And, I mean, what is Eriksen doing there? Trying not to give a penalty away, probably, but... Fucking hell. Anyway, if anyone scores now, it's over. There's only 4 minutes. Good ball by Casemiro. Come on. Forsen. Over the bar. I genuinely can't believe I can't believe I'm living this. You know, sometimes you can't believe your luck. I can't believe we're living this at the moment. I'm in a state of pure shock. I cannot believe what's happening here. I feel like I want to throw up. SK says, have we got any more subs? I mean, he's got kids. Just can't get over the hold of the ball here. Three minutes to go. Well done, Maguire. I think he's had a really good game. Rasmus. Maguire's going to make a run. Play the pass. Don't go backwards. Go forwards. Go on. There's the ball. There's the ball. Forsen. Bruno, that's the ball. Wide. The low. Eriksen. Strange cross. Bruno. No. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You don't probe and probe and probe like that and then shoot like that. There's the problem. I mean, look, it's not the problem today, but it's been the problem at United for years. This madness of shooting from edge of the box. We had it with Ollie, we've had it with Rangnick, we've had it with Mourinho, and we've got it with Ten Hag. The selection of player recruitment is just weird around selfishness and shooting. What a terrible throw-in by Delo that is. The fact that we can't win a fucking... get the ball on the ground in our own half is embarrassing. There's only about 30 seconds left here. Thanks for the follow, Lucas. Come on. Whip the cross. Ahmad, get there, get there, get there. Only a minute added on. Now it's Coventry on the attack. He's offside. He's offside. He's offside. He's offside. The other guy was offside, surely. He was offside. Surely he was offside in the fucking build-up. I thought he was offside. Wan-Bissaka's playing him on. Wan-Bissaka's playing him on. Look, what's Wan-Bissaka doing here? Playing everybody onside twice. Fucking joke. That if you're a young defender, watch Wan-Bissaka and never ever fucking do that in your life. Never ever in your life go and do that. Oh, he's offside. He's giving it. Goldbridge was right. Fucking not by much. I'm not taking any credit. I'm not taking any credit for that. That is... Wan-Bissaka is the luckiest player on that pitch. I almost feel sorry for Coventry because that offside is fucking wafer thin. It should have been miles off. But Wan-Bissaka is very lucky. I feel like we've already... You know what? I feel like I feel like Jon Snow. I'm already dead, and we've just come back from the dead. That's Jon Snow, that is. I now know what it feels like to come back from the fucking dead. We were gone. I was speechlessly out. I don't know what this world is really, but we've got a corner here. Fucking hell. Ericsson with the corner. Edge of the box. Rasmus. Edge of the box. Penalties. Oh my God. I can't. I genuinely don't. I just don't know what's gone on. We're 3-0 up. We're 3-0 up. We're out. We're 4-3 down. We're 3-3. I have very little left, to be honest with you. we've already lost. You know what? We've already lost this game. So I'm sort of like, so I don't know. I find it hard to find words in this situation because I just don't know. I think that I don't know how it's happened. I think that it's embarrassing, certainly ridiculous. There's so much you want to. I want to be on the match reaction to try and fucking find a way through with you lot as to how we ended up in this position in the first place. And yet we're now going to have to sit through a penalty shootout, which is just unbelievable. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, United stands. You're all welcome. Player ratings, links in the video description. I'm sure the match reaction is going to be absolutely massive in one way, shape or form. I think people are going to have a lot of things to say. But I don't want to say these words, but look, I do a podcast called Goldbridge Saves Football. I've got That's Football. I talk very loudly and opinionated about things away from Manchester United. And as much as I don't want to say it, because every part of me wants Manchester United to win, I do have to say Coventry have, for the underdog, have been incredible and also are ridiculously unlucky with that offside. I mean, it should be offside, but the fact that Wan-Bissaka has wandered so far backwards and then it's so narrowly offside, they are very, very unlucky. They're very, very unlucky. But we have the opportunity in a penalty shootout now. I don't want to do... You know what? I don't want to do this, by the way. I love doing what I do and I love interacting with you good people. But if you ever wanted something really truthful said, which I am always truthful most of the time, every part of my body wants to hit end stream and watch this on my own, because I can't deal with this. I hate penalty shootouts. I hate them. I hated watching Real Madrid against Man City. I don't support Man City and I don't support Real Madrid. I just wanted Real Madrid to win. This is my club in a penalty shootout against Coventry City, where I can see Coventry City winning and I can see the fallout from that. I just don't know what to say about it. I feel absolutely sick, and I don't know whether we've got the mentality to do this. I mean, Coventry have got nothing to lose. If I'm a Coventry City player, I'm stepping up and I'm just confidently hitting it. And if it goes in, it goes in. And if they save it, they save it. You know, whereas with Man United, in their head, if we fuck this up, we fucked it up big time. Who will take the penalties? Well, Casemiro's going first. I think Bruno Fernandes will take one. I think Harry Maguire will take one. I think Rasmus will take one. And I presume Eriksen will take one. I think all the experienced players will step up. Yeah. But fucking hell. I mean, that Coventry goalkeeper's literally got nothing to lose here. Hero, you won't be a zero. Ten Hag here will be like, Ten Hag, I mean, we might feel like shit, but Ten Hag here will be thinking, I can't win here. You know, I can only lose. Please do subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Give us a follow if you're watching on TikTok. Thanks for the follow, the goat. Lots of people still talking about the offside for Coventry. It was narrow. I mean, he should have. What I'm saying is, Wan-Bissaka never should have followed that deep. He should have stopped running. They've given up, Mark, says Jack. Officially 10 Hag out, regardless, says Joseph. What happened to being in line with the defender, says Stuss. Even if we scam this win, City are going to wipe the floor with us, says Red Flame. Okay, here comes penalty number 1 from Casemiro. Oh, my God. I just... Missed it. What is he doing? Why are you chipping the ball down the middle in a penalty shootout? Why are you taking a penalty like that? Fucking hell. Why the fuck are you taking a penalty like Bernardo Silva? You don't dink it down the middle in a penalty fucking shootout. Absolutely fucking madness. Absolute madness. SK says Casemiro wants him out. Well, here come Coventry. Their first penalty. Scored exactly what you should do. The right penalty taker. Put it in the bottom corner with power and conviction. We're gonna go out. We're going out here. We're going to go out here. I think that penalty by Casemiro was absolutely disgusting, by the way. To walk up and chip the fucking ball in a game of this magnitude. That's how you take a penalty. The low. Fucking put your foot through it. If a keeper saves it when you put your foot through it, there's not a lot you can say. But if you fucking chip it... Incredible. Incredible. Coach says, I've always liked Rashford and Bruno, but they need to be sold. The way they've been playing is infuriating. Jaden says, this game is honestly going to give me a heart attack. Can you imagine the FA Cup final if it's Man City against Coventry, by the way? It'd be like Millwall United. Here's Coventry's second one. I don't see them missing. I don't think they're going to miss. They're just taking them confidently. It's a good that you never save. I tell you what, you're never fucking saving that penalty. He's whipped it right into the top corner. You're never saving that. That's the first penalty that goalkeeper's ever saved as well, says Mullet Daddy. Well, I think I would have saved it because it was fucking shit. Stevie Wonder would have saved that Casemiro penalty. It was fucking rubbish. Things that would have saved Casemiro's penalty. Stevie Wonder, a washing machine, a bag of cement. Ericsson's just scored. An ant. A dead ant. A vibrator. You know. A statue. A breadstick. Fucking anything would have saved that. Cal the Dragon would have saved it. Yeah, he would have done. XYC or whatever his thing from the fucking Sidemen charity game. He would have saved that. Shite. Oi, Anana! He saved the penalty. Get in. Fucking hell. Still got to score the next one. No, we haven't. 2-2 from 3. Good save, Anana. Fucking hell. Scandinavian 88. Can I just say, I'm with you. He says they deserve it with bottle jobs. I actually do. I would never be in this position, but I actually think whatever happens here, and I don't know which way it's going to go, I will, and I think a lot of United fans will feel sorry for Coventry if they don't do it. I mean, obviously I'll be ecstatic if United can win, but I feel sick. Bruno missed. Oh, he's in! Fucking hell, I thought he'd missed. I thought he'd missed. Oh, I can't deal with this. So we're now in front. We're now in front. We've got... we're 4-3. We've had 4. We're 3-2 up after 4 penalties for us. This is their 4th penalty. So, I can't deal with this. Bruno had a bit of go there, goalkeeper. If we win, it's still embarrassing, says Jaden. Come on, Anana. Yes! He's bloody missed it! He's put it over the bar! Come on! We're alive and kicking here! Even that feels fake, but it isn't. It isn't. Over the bar. Fucking hell. Rasmus! Oh, could it be written in the stars? It could be his moment. He never gets any service on the pitch. They can't deprive him service now. Oh, Rasmus, not you. Not you. He never gets any fucking service. He never gets any service. Well, he'll get service here. The best chance of the game. It's probably his best chance in of the year. Get in! Come on! Rasmus! We're going back to Wembley. Fucking get in! Get in! I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about what you say. The humiliation has been avoided. Thank fuck for that. I don't care about the manager. I don't care about the players. I care about the fans. I care about you. I care about the embarrassment, the humiliation and banter we were going to get tonight, tomorrow, and for the rest of your fucking lives. We have been rescued there. Whatever the club decide to do with these players, they're shit, some of them. And whatever they decide to do with the manager, there's big stuff to be done. But I tell you what, as fans, we don't fucking deserve to go out and be humiliated again. Big shout out to Coventry. They've played their part. In some ways, I think they've been very unlucky. But as fans of United, we don't fucking deserve to be humiliated like that. We don't deserve that. Humiliation avoided to Space Oddie. Absolutely right. Oh my fucking God. What have we just witnessed there in the last 3 hours? I'll never fucking know. What an absolute something. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Absolutely unfucking believable. I thought we were out with the offside. I thought we were out when we missed the first penalty. And somehow we found a way of winning that game. I will never fucking know. I do not know what to say. I'm absolutely... Lovely penalty by Rasmus, by the way. Give the guy fucking service. Give him some service. Give him some fucking service, for God's sake. Oh. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And, oh, look. People can say it's embarrassing that you're celebrating like that. I don't really give a shit. I don't give a shit. Because all I care about is the fans. And we as fans would be gutted on the floor, suffering. And we don't get paid 300 grand a week. We're just football fans who love this football club. So, sorry if it upsets people that I'm happy about my team and my fans being happy about, just not being humiliated. Yeah, maybe they were robbed. Maybe that is the truth. Whatever. But bottom line is, we're through. We're through. And yeah, I'm gonna have to take a minute and just do a match, and we'll be live on the match reaction. You can do your player ratings through the link in the description. I'll see you over there in a minute or two. I'm just gonna go and do something for a minute, and then I'll be back for the match reaction. See you in a minute.